You're listening to The Fellas with Anthony McCoy,
Listen, man, that wasn't my fault. It was an unknown error.
Rich Thurston,
Someone said it was like the Bulls never changed their passwords, and Tibbs just popped in and did an auto trade.
Kev Lund,
You could tell he was a Mets fan because he was just like, yep, real quiet. Didn't want to say much about the Yanks. 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one.
and Kyle Straub.
When one of those point guards is James Harden, yes, the answer is yes, they are a better team.
Thanks for tuning in to The Fellas. Off for a week, but we're going to make up for it with 2 hours here tonight. Kyle Straub with you, Anthony McCoy, Kev Lund, and Rich Thurston. And just before we got on the air tonight, the NBA goes ahead and released their schedule for every team. So let's start with that. And we'll go ahead and start with the first 2 games. It's going to start off with the Cavs, Celtics, and then followed by the Rockets, Warriors. Seems like a good way to start the NBA season off. The thing that I was more happy to see was that they're going to start the season 8 days earlier, trying to avoid some of these guys getting rest and sitting out games. You guys like it or dislike it?
I'm down for whatever gives you the best product on the field. Or on the court. Like, if it makes them more rested, yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah, let them stretch the games out. Makes the season a little bit seem a little bit longer too. So
Yeah, it's 8 days earlier that it starts, so you get an extra week. So it's not going to be as many of the back-to-backs or 3 and 5 night kind of deals.
Yeah, and you don't have to have like every team playing every other day. It's you can have 7 games or 5 games a night and stretch it out more. So it's nice.
I don't think it's going to completely get rid of guys like sitting and resting during games, but it'll at least help. You're not going to have 6 or 7 games where your whole roster is basically down.
Yeah, and they'll keep all the stars in there for the big games because it always seemed like last year the end of a back-to-back was a bigger game than everything else, and then all the stars were sitting out. So, and then what's interesting to see with it is we talked about it a little bit earlier in the week is NBA kind of challenging the NFL here a little bit, games on Sunday.
Yeah, how do you guys think that's going to work out?
Not the way I wanted to.
The NFL is probably pissed, honestly. They don't like that.
Do you think that the NBA is going to take viewers away from the NFL?
Absolutely. They'll get some.
For sure.
I want to say no, but
Yeah, I think I'm with Rich.
I don't know. The NFL is just a monster. And so many people don't value the regular season of the NBA. Like, you got to really love the NBA.
Mm-hmm. They have to have some marquee matchups if they're going to try and bring people away from Sundays.
They're going to get their numbers.
They'll take viewers, but they won't. It won't be anything that is going to substantially hurt them. But I know,
that's what I mean. Obviously, people are going to watch. I just mean, are they going to get enough people that watch that maybe they could start throwing more games in because they're changing the way the people are viewing sports on Sundays? There's something more important than football.
I know, out here, I'm the lone Pacific time guy. I'll be watching because I know they'll have a game at 8 o'clock or something, and there is no more football at that time. So.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
And then I went to Hawaii in November, and they're 7 hours, 8 hours behind you guys. So they're fiending for something to watch. I know it's not the damn near the whole country, but there's people out there.
I would never be watching football live if I lived in Hawaii.
It was wild on Thanksgiving, man.
I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch a football game.
I'm just not going to be a football fan at that point.
Well, it's even totally different out here, dude. California, that early game's at 10, and being an East Coast guy, it's so used to beer and wing specials at the bars, and out here it's mimosas and brunch specials, man. 10 a.m. kickoff, dude. It's wild to think about like that.
That's nice, though, because then you don't got to worry about all the pregame. You can just wake up and put the game on.
Dude, I don't even remember watching any of those shows anymore since I've been out here.
Too early.
I got to prepare, man.
I find it interesting with the NBA schedule because they have to release it now, and what appears to be a good game to kick it off is a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Cavs and Celtics. But is it going to be a good game? Is Kyrie still going to be on the Cavs? That could turn out to be a disastrous way to start your season off.
They weren't good games when they played in the playoffs.
Right?
Yeah.
True, but there's the draw at least, the allure of it.
It might be better because Kyrie might not be there.
And Boston didn't really get better, honestly, either. So You know, even if Kyrie leaves, I could still see LeBron giving the Celtics the business regardless. Like,
Oh, on opening night, yes.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Celtics. The Celtics are gonna have the same exact season. Like, they're trying to be the new Raptors, basically. They hold it down in the regular season, and then once the playoffs comes, they're gonna get beat by somebody.
Well, see, that's going to be the problem with the East. Like, the talent level is so low that there's going to be so many teams that think they're good, and they're just not. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
teams are gonna
but
have false
we
hope
won
that they can
48
compete.
games in the East. It's like, okay, but you would have won 32 if you were in the
Not
West.
even made the
At
playoffs.
the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, you know, you got teams like the Wizards. Like, the Wizards are a really good East team, but what would they do in the West? You know, they
Yeah.
probably don't make the playoffs. Like,
It'd be close, yeah.
yeah, like they'll be right on the fringe.
And especially with how many people are now going over to the West, you get Paul George leaving the East, going to the West, making
Yeah.
those teams stronger. Carmelo looks like he's eventually going to get traded to the West, whether it's the Blazers or the Rockets. It's another superstar that leaves.
I know you
Yeah,
got February 9th circled on the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
February
told.
9th is when Jimmy returns to Chi-Town.
Yeah,
So I was looking at the schedule when it was released to see when we're on TV. It is the only game all season long that the Bulls are on national television.
really? Well,
Yeah.
that's what
And
we
it's
deserve.
Jimmy. And it's Jimmy. He brought
It's the only reason.
He brought the TV cameras with him.
The Lakers are on national TV 35 times.
Jesus.
Big ballers. That's,
That's
why.
right.
Some big ballers.
He couldn't hold down the 4-point
Yeah,
4-point
he
shot
only
against
hit
Ice
one.
Cube.
Yeah.
Airballed the other ones.
Ice Cube only made 2, so it's not like he did much better.
Did you expect him to? As long as he beat him.
Yeah, right. I wish
If he
LeVar
would-
would have won.
It would've been
Oh,
so much
imagine
cooler
that.
if LeVar won.
Yeah.
We'd still be here.
So much cooler.
You would have heard more about him winning than you do him losing. No one even really said anything.
Yeah, no
That's
one
be-
cared.
That's because he would have kept on talking. Like, he wouldn't have stopped.
Yeah.
He would have been
he's-
challenging Mike all over again.
That dude's too much.
He's the man.
It's crazy, though, with you mentioned all those players going west. Like, you figure it would be the other way. Like, why would you want to go to the west?
Yeah, I've thought that for years. Everybody keeps going to the Western Conference. The Western Conference has been the better conference for the
Yeah.
last 15 years at least. Why isn't anybody else being smart and doing what LeBron's doing and say, hey, I'll chill over here
I'll
where
take
there's
the easy
maybe
road.
Scare-
one team that I got to beat?
Scared of the best player in the league. That's why.
I was going to say teams that ran better in the West, but I like Kev's reason.
Scared, running.
Scared of
Right.
who? LeBron?
Yup. That's why everybody goes west. They don't want to mess with him. They know they can't get by him in the playoffs.
Yeah, until they got to play the Spurs or the Warriors and lose anyway. All these West teams are so good, but they can't beat those top teams.
Watch, big injury to the Warriors this year.
Oh yeah, who's going down?
All of them.
Oh, Logan.
That ankle.
Every last one of them.
That ankle of Steph Curry's is gonna be barking, man.
You better hope the dude from Space Jam comes down with that ball and takes everybody's powers. Takes
I hope-
Steph Curry's talents to Magic Mountain.
I hope so, because I'll shit on him even more.
So you guys interested at all in watching the game when CP3 goes back to LA for the first time?
Not really.
No. Do you think he'll get a cheer or a boo
That
from
man-
those fans?
Hold on. They need to drop rafters. For,
I was just gonna
streamers
say.
I
for the
understand,
rafters for that
I understand
man.
what they
Like-
should do, but what do you think they're going to do, though?
I mean, fans don't know how to act.
They're gonna boo him. They should
They won't
they should
recognize the
praise
only time
him.
they've ever been good.
Is he
Exactly.
the best
On the
player
team.
in Clippers history?
Can you name somebody else in Clippers history?
I was just
Bob
gonna say
McAdoo played
that
for him,
shit.
right? Didn't he?
Didn't
Did
he?
he?
See,
Yeah.
we're all we're questioning it though.
Yeah, so
Yes,
they
he's
gotta
the
have
best.
that locked up then, right?
Yes, he's the
Yeah, I
best.
can't think
Clipper.
of anybody else.
I mean,
apparently Blake Griffin's the Messiah now, so we'll see how that goes.
Yo, Blake Griffin is nice. I don't, like, any of you would love to have Blake Griffin on your team.
No.
He would be the best player on the Bulls right now.
Oh, absolutely. But the Bulls are
Well,
trash.
come on, who wouldn't be? Like,
So, but like, you
So-
wooldn't take him as your best player?
35-year-old Dwayne Wade's our best player right now.
Yeah.
But like, you wouldn't take him as your best player right now.
Well, I don't
No.
like Blake Griffin, so no.
Exactly.
We're not gonna win with Blake Griffin as our best player.
Like he's
Why not?
one of those players that are good, but I don't think he's a player that's getting you into the title or anything. Like he's not going to impact your team that way.
Well, there's
Where-
only like a handful of players that are
Yeah. Where are the Clippers finishing this season now?
in the West.
Yeah. Lower half, I bet.
Well,
Do you
yeah.
think they're gonna be top 5?
No, absolutely not.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want Blake Griffin as my best
But you
player.
just said how good the West is and how bad the East is. So you're in the East. Like, where would they finish if he was on the Bulls in the East?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want him on the team because I don't want to be one of those mediocre teams.
Probably right
I
where
don't
we
want to
finished
live.
this year,
I
honestly.
don't want to live in purgatory in the East and be like, well, we're making the playoffs.
Yeah, sliding
Yeah,
in
but
on
you're
the last
trash.
day
You're
of
not
the
going to do
season.
anything in the playoffs. I'd rather just get lottery picks and try and get a superstar. I mean, we're going to trade him away because that's what we fucking
We
do.
had
but
one.
I was gonna say for what?
in the last decade, McCoy, we've had 2 of them. One of them blew all his knees away, and then we traded the other one away. Just bad
Yeah.
luck.
Speaking of,
Good scouting.
So Bleacher Report put out their projections for every team, and the Bulls got the worst record in their projections, 20-62 on the year.
That's what you want, though.
That's absolutely what we want. But it doesn't matter because the ping pong balls don't always go your way.
they worked out pretty good for us last time.
Yes, they did.
So
Wow.
if you had the number 1 pick right now, who's this? I know you're the
Oh,
college guy
absolutely.
over there. Who
That's
is it?
absolutely impossible to tell. I haven't seen any of these high school kids play yet, and it's going to be somebody that's a one and done.
Yeah,
Of
always
course.
is now.
I mean, who's the big name that's out there that's coming in this season as a number 1 recruit to Kentucky? Probably that kid. You know, that's how it goes with that school.
I was just
Probably
watching
that
it
kid.
this morning.
I think
The
that
guy's
Marvin
supposed-
Bagley kid supposed
Yeah,
to be
that's the guy.
up
He's
there,
supposed
yeah.
to announce his pick like today or tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll go to Kentucky. That's why we were just talking about this, actually, me and Straub the other day, about like Zion. And we were just both like, oh, it would be awesome if he goes to the UNC, but he's going to be on Kentucky. Like,
It's just how these things go
Yeah.
nowadays.
Kentucky's a lock to get 4 players that are top 10 and in the rankings, and then they all leave after the season. So
But
Yep.
you guys got to get a small guy though because you got Lori.
That is true.
Bulls.
You heard that? It got quiet.
listen, man.
McCoy just shook his head. So,
Well, this is also an unfair. This is an unfair conversation because Kev doesn't have a team that we could rag on or even try and throw anything back at him.
Well, apparently you can just drop your team, so does it really matter?
Oh. Kev, that is
Yeah.
a perfect. That is a
You
perfect
can.
transition. No, you hold on a second, Rich. You hold on a second. That is a perfect transition, Kev. We're gonna get into this shit right now. We have had our group chat, and we have certain rules in our group chat. If there's a player that's on your team, doesn't matter if you like him or not, that's your boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, it is.
Our entire lives, Rich has always been a Cowboys fan. McCoy has always been a Bills fan. Now all of a sudden these 2 fools try and tell us they're
Not all of
disowning
a
their
sudden.
teams. Hold on, let me finish. And they're going to go pick up a new squad. It doesn't work like that, though.
Wait.
Unfortunately, not.
First of all, I never said I was gonna be out here in Tampa Bay Bucks gear. Like I'm a
No, we know you're not
diehard
going to be in
Bucks
Tampa
fan.
Bay Bucks gear. We got pictures that you were in Buffalo Bill gear yesterday out
Yeah.
there chucking stees like your boy J.P. Lossman.
Well, you
Looking
know,
like
it was
Tyrod
my-
out there.
It was my son's birthday, so speaking of which, happy birthday to Caleb.
Happy
But
birthday.
Happy birthday, Caleb.
I had to represent for him.
I'm glad
You
it took
represent
Caleb's
your team
It
with
took
your
your
boys.
It took your son's birthday party to get it to come out again, and you put that merchandise on real quick.
Got to do it for the boy, you know.
Yeah, that's right. And then my boy Richard over here, we used to call in sick to watch the NFL draft to see who his boys were going to draft, and the only reason we kept footballfuture.com alive was because of the Cowboys and the Jets, man.
listen, I don't deny any of this. Like, this is what we did.
There's no
That's what
drop.
we're saying. You can't just up and change it now.
You know, Straub, I also used to help Kev sneak 30 packs into Graham's attic, too.
Yeah.
You know, like,
What's your point?
my point is, I can change.
If Kev
And-
asked you to help him sneak in a 30-pack into Graham's attic, would you still do it today?
Yeah, and if he asked me to come over to watch a football game, I would too.
with your Cowboy shit on.
No, I
or at
wouldn't.
Or at least rooting for him. You're a
They
Cowboy.
better wear that Roy Williams number 31.
Yo, he was the man, son. Yo, like this is the thing. Like I do not deny any of these people were my boys. Like Roy Williams was my boy, he still is.
Sure
DeMarcus
was.
Ware's my boy, he still
was.
is. I loved Felix Jones. Like all of them
Yeah.
are boys. But if you ask me, hey Rich,
Oh, it's fuck Trump, go Dak, baby.
yeah, I
Your
don't-
boy.
Listen,
I have no desire to know anything about them. Like
I'm
I
with you.
don't care. Whatever. It's like you can say they're my boys, but like the conversation isn't going to go anywhere after that.
You can't go out there and root for another team, though.
Yeah, I can. If
No. If you
Absolutely.
leave, hold on. If you leave the Cowboys because you don't give a shit about them anymore, then none of those dudes you just named are your boy anymore because they're not your squad.
that was like 10 years ago.
So
they're definitely his boys.
no,
Always.
no, not if
Forever.
you can go root for another team. You're no longer a Cowboys guy. You can't have all the Cowboys guys.
That's okay. That's fine then.
All right.
Like,
Go pick a new team then.
I can't just
Like-
want a different team to be good this year.
Right?
Like I don't,
I
you
just-
know, like
You can
some
want another
ones,
team to be. You can want
You-
another team to be good, but
you-
you're still a Bills fan. though.
You're
You
still
can't
a
go out
wagon
there-
circler. You're still circling
Well,
the
they
wagons.
need to start circling some wagons, son. We were 14 the last
That's
time
the
they made
problem.
playoffs.
They've been running in circles for the
Son.
last.
Yo, actually,
We were 14 years old the last time they made the playoffs.
I was
Yo.
13.
hold on, McCoy. Tampa Bay people may not want you to be a fan because it's been that long since the Bills. It's been 9 years since Tampa
See-
Bay. They don't want your bad juju coming over.
I don't care what they want.
McCoy,
That's their problem.
I don't think Kyle understands what we're doing.
Nope.
Because all we're doing is picking a team saying, oh, they're pretty cool. It'd be cool if they win.
Yeah, right.
I'm not about to run out and go get
Yeah.
Atlanta jerseys.
I'm not
or-
gonna get a Bucks fat head like.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
really
going
hope
to sit
you
here.
get an Atlanta jersey because after last Super Bowl, I don't think anybody's buying that stuff.
I saw a jersey online. The Saints fan had a jersey that said Atlanta had a 25-point lead, and the number was 25. People are gonna hit them with shade all season.
I'm
long.
cool with them throwing shots, but I don't
Yeah,
think
there's-
the Saints fan really has room to talk.
They're gonna hear so much smack talk all season long. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the commercial with Matt Ryan where they're talking about how do you succeed?
I don't even know
They
how
got
he
him
did
talking
that.
about the worst loss in Super Bowl history.
I don't know how he did that. As a man, that took a lot of cojones, bro. Gee,
I mean,
It was
you
'cause
can't
of
run from it, I guess.
yeah, I think it's because your boy MJ asked him to get in that commercial. Otherwise, I don't know if he would have really did it. Just out there,
Yeah,
just
didn't
calling
see it.
himself out.
Hold on. Knowing Jordan, he probably asked him so he could just hate on him on the low.
Yeah, it
I
probably
would have never
was.
blown a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl.
It's
Like,
just
we never
definitely
played
throwing
football,
shots.
but if I did,
Jordan's way of talking shit. Just called out all the athletes.
right? I never blew a 25-point lead in my life. Shut up, Mike.
Yeah, that's an MJ thing.
Yo,
I think that's awesome, though.
Hell yeah.
Like,
You're
that
the GOAT
dude,
and let him know.
that dude is so petty.
not the
Like,
GOAT.
like that man lives with the biggest chip on his shoulder for no reason at this point, honestly. Either, like,
Yo, it's so stupid.
right?
No.
You figure you would let it go at some point, but that's what makes him him, though. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
I think once he gave his Hall of Fame speech and he threatened to come back because he wasn't 50 yet, everybody should have realized, all right, this is a lifelong thing. It's not
People-
going away just because he stopped playing.
People realized in that speech that he was an asshole.
Yeah, but that's what made him who he is, though.
I mean, I guess.
I was cool with him throwing shots at the Bulls front office in that speech, though.
Yep.
I mean,
Clowns.
I liked it. I liked it when he was playing. I don't like it as much now that he's not playing, and that's what's missing from the NBA. It's just it's stuff like that, and you're starting to see it just that little bit. This thing with Kyrie wanting to go to like calling LeBron out, wanting to trade. It's just that little bit of spice that is interesting me even more in the NBA.
Yeah, you definitely have to have the storylines because. So when I was going through the NBA schedule, I was trying to pick some games that we could talk about, like this big game everybody's going to get hyped for. There really aren't like the rivalries that there used to be. There's no headlines going into a season. There may be ones created as it goes, but there aren't the historical ones that we used to see.
Waiting to see that Philly LA Laker matchup so Joel Embiid can say fuck you again to LeVar.
Tom right at courtside, right?
There's Boston and Washington.
Yeah, down bottom.
Yo,
That's a
if you
Christmas
don't
Day
ride
game,
for
right?
John Wall, you can't listen to us.
Nah.
Starting point guard, son.
John
It's a
Wall,
starting point guard on
earth-saving-
the world team.
That's right.
Yo, we
Or
should bring
saving
that
point
on.
guard.
Yeah,
every
actually,
Yo.
yeah.
You know John Wall's the only dude drafted in 2010 still on the same team? I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty wild. Out of the
Who else
whole
was
In just
the-
7 years. That's
the
wow.
whole NBA draft.
You know off the top of your head who went in that draft?
No. 2010.
Nah, dude. Let's
I
look
don't
it
know.
up.
I was just on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, couldn't even think because there's so many guys that come out after 1 year. There's too many names.
But that's just crazy, man. Like, not that long ago, he's the only person in the whole entire draft. I know it's not as big as like an NFL draft or a baseball
Evan
draft. or
Evan
anything,
Turner went second in that draft, so that tells you all you need to know about that draft.
but- Well, that was terrible.
Derek Favors went third.
DeMarcus
Boogie went
Cousins.
fifth.
Yeah.
That
Greg
dude-
Monroe, who sort
I-
of disappeared after he left the Pistons.
Gordon Hayward, Paul George. Gordon
Yeah,
Hayward
yeah.
went ahead of Paul George.
That's crazy, right?
I didn't
Let's,
realize they were drafted the same year. I
Like,
thought
I-
Hayward was younger than George.
I
You know
thought
who
for
I
sure.
hate that's in that draft? that
Who?
dude,
George.
that dude Farouk Amino, the Al Farouk Amino
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, the kid from Wake Forest?
Yeah,
He
son.
went eighth.
I don't know why, but for some reason I just hate that dude. Like, I think it's because when he was in college, they always talked about how great he was, and I always thought he kind of sucked. So I was just tired of hearing about him. But even in the NBA, like, he sucks. And then you play him in 2K, and he's hitting threes. I'm like, this cat can't really do this. Like,
Yo, I thought for sure Derek Favors was going to be nasty. And that dude just, I mean, he's not terrible, but nothing like I thought he was going to be.
yeah.
Third pick
yeah.
in the draft.
He's just never got better, you know?
Okay, so
Yeah.
who's the best player from that draft? John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, or Paul George?
That's a tough choice, honestly.
Yeah.
That's hard. So if I had to take one, I would probably take John Wall.
That's what I was thinking.
Point guard, you know? Runs the team, sets up the offense, pushes the ball.
Especially
Before,
because he improved his shooting this year,
Yeah.
too.
I was
so.
just going to say, before this year, my answer would have been PG, but this year I think John Wall took a step up, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going to say John Wall. I want to say Boogie just because he's the man.
Yo, I wanted to
but-
say
I-
Boogie so
yeah,
bad.
But
I
I,
was-
but I don't
I was
want to
about
pick
to
Boogie
say
to start
that.
my team, though.
Yeah.
It's funny because they both got that gangster attitude. Like, don't fuck with me.
They should definitely play. They should definitely squad up somewhere if
Yeah, that'd be
Boogie
awesome.
plans on leaving. Well, it would have to be in Washington at this point, but if Boogie plans on leaving the Pelicans, definitely he should go to the Wizards.
Yo, do you
Wow,
remember
That
this
should
year in
that should be the
playoffs?
Bullets again, dude. That team is G.
Yeah, the Bullets.
You remember
That
this year in the
with-
playoffs when they played Atlanta and John Wall went at Dennis Schroeder and went behind his back and dunked it and looked at him and said, "Fuck wrong with you, boy."
Yeah.
Yo.
John
Get
Wall
outta
stays
here,
talking that shit.
Schroeder.
And then the down bottom in the back when you
Yo.
hit that game winner. You ain't
That
coming
was
to my
so
city
fly.
dressed in black talking like it's a funeral. Yo, no.
Never. That was.
That shit was the stupidest in the world. Celtics wanting to dress in all black like that. What the hell?
Yeah.
Celtics suck.
Why give the team like the chalkboard material or whatever? Like, I don't
Poster board
understand.
material,
Yeah,
yeah.
but why get the team all fired up like that? Like, that is disrespectful.
Especially
So-
the team who has the best player on the court.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't think anybody on Boston's even close to as good as John Wall.
No.
Like, who's the best player on the Celtics right now?
Gordon Hayward.
Hayward,
Gordon
right?
Hayward is now, but he wasn't on the team last year when they walked in there looking like that.
So who would have been Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas,
Probably,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun paying him $200 million.
It's the dumbest decision anyone will ever make.
Their
Ainge.
their first round pick is their best player.
Tatum, yep.
He might turn out to be.
I know Gordon Hayward isn't. They're paying him way too much money.
Yeah, I think he was paid just a little bit too much, a little overrated.
I mean,
Yo,
Like
It's
he's
the only
a
way to
good
get him.
player and all. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a damn team changer. He's not going to go in there and all of a sudden make them be able to compete with the Cavs.
He could prove us wrong, but I doubt
What position is he going to play? Like we talked about in the other podcast.
Rich, what
it's all small
position,
forwards,
He's going to be small forward number 4.
Rich got to tell us what position. that was Rich's little rant.
Who's Boston going to start if Tatum is like...
All
If Tatum
small
starts
forwards,
to pan out. Yeah, seriously.
They even in the rant that I went on, I even forgot to leave out that they traded Avery Bradley for the Morris twin, who's a small forward.
Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know the Celtics got him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Markeith or Marcus. I don't know which one it is.
I think Markeith is the one that was on. I think
Detroit?
the other one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Either way, they got another small forward because they didn't have enough.
It's a new philosophy, changing the way the game is played.
If we get 37 of them, they might equal out to be LeBron.
It'll definitely be fun to watch how that works, and they just stay mediocre for the next 4 years.
Well, no, they have enough talent on their team to, they're gonna be at the top of the East every year, but.
Yeah, but like we were saying before, the top of the East, unless you're the Cavs, is mediocre in the NBA.
They're like the Raptors now. Really.
Yeah.
The Raptors and the Celtics are in the same exact position.
Yep.
They're good enough to be top 2 or 3 seed in the East. They'll have the years where Boston, like this year, got number 1, but until LeBron retires, they ain't going to the finals.
They did it
unless
pretty.
LeBron goes west.
But they did it quick though, because they got rid of everybody, sucked for a minute, and then got some talent back. Look at the Knicks. They just sucked forever. I mean, look at all these guys. Like, I think Boston rebuilt rather quickly the way they unloaded
No, Boston
everything.
did it the right way.
Yeah,
I mean, they
because they had all the
they hustled the Nets, man. They hustled them. They took them to school, bro. They took them to the backyard, whooped that ass.
The Nets hustled themselves, though. Yeah, the Nets hustled themselves with that trade. That was so stupid. And then the Bulls spanked them in the first round anyway, with Rose not even playing. Get out of here, KG and Pierce. Nate Robinson was killing it for us in that series.
So, since we said Boston did it the right way, I'm going to interject my own little thing in here. Should the Lakers have traded Kobe?
No. That's an all-time. That's like one of the best players ever. You keep him on your team. I think what y'all did was good. Everybody hates on that Kobe contract, but that's, it's freaking Kobe Bryant. Like, you're not just going to tell him, go play somewhere else. We're not going to pay you at this point.
And
y'all knew what you were getting into.
The dude never got hurt, and then he got hurt at the end like that, and it really made that contract look even worse.
Yeah.
So, like, hindsight is kind of 20/20 there, but I wouldn't have.
What better position would they have been in today if they didn't get, I feel like they would have been in the same position.
I think that's kind of what their thought process may have been a little bit, was like, we could give him this contract, we could let him ride out the rest of his career. He's Kobe, he is who he is for us, and we're not going to be good, but that'll help set us up for once he's gone. We'll have these young kids who will be able to develop.
Yeah, if you want to say anything about keeping him on the team, you could say that him being there and thinking he's still like 2007 Kobe Bryant, jacking up shots every chance he gets, stunted their growth. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I think that's really the only down thing that you can point out about it, the downside.
Yeah.
Kobe can come back in 10 years and he'll still be jacking up shots like he's that Kobe Bryant.
He's shooting somewhere now.
Speaking of people coming back 10 years, it's 11 years since Jerry Rice retired from the NFL. I saw a video today. He was out there practicing with the 49ers, cutting routes to the sideline, getting both feet in. 50-something years old, can still do it, though.
He could be a starter on the Jets.
He could probably be a starter on both teams, yeah.
Can't get in the playoff game for the Seahawks, though.
Nope, can't do it.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Ever, son. That's like having Jordan on your team, and you need a last-second shot, and you don't put Mike in.
Were you guys in
you put
Earl's?
Robert Horry in. We talked about
That's right.
Were you guys at Earl's for that game?
What happened?
Were you guys at Earl's for that game when they didn't put in Jerry Rice?
No, I think we were at Kev's.
Yeah, I think
Were
we
we
were at my house.
Were we all together for it?
No,
I think Kevin and Rich were watching.
Maybe. Actually, I think we were upstairs at Earl's house.
Yeah, because it happened, and I think all of us simultaneously were like, why is Jerry on the sideline right now? And then the dude dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And they just panned over to Jerry shaking his head.
Yeah, right.
I don't care care that his cornrows are now in the back of his
Yeah.
head.
In the middle
Just
of his
get
head.
that man in the game.
Cornrows or ponytails, it don't matter. He wouldn't have dropped the ball.
Yeah, all right.
If there is ever one thing that you need from somebody in sports, that's it. That's Jerry Rice. Catch the ball. There you go.
Yeah.
That's 2 dumbass plays the Seahawks have done.
Yeah,
Because
word.
the second stupidest thing ever done in the history of football is not handing the ball off to friggin' Marshawn.
I think that's more dumb than not having Rice out there. That lost the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
It
It's
did,
close.
Like it was still a playoff game with Jerry, but not giving it to Beast Mode lost you the Super Bowl.
It's the same team, so the shitty decision. How's the one team got the top worst decisions? And wasn't as they're both like the 1 or the 2 yard line too. You got the future Hall of Famer to your right. You got a future Hall of Famer behind you. Nah.
Both times, nah.
Both times.
Let's lose this one, guys.
Like, why did you trade? Like, why did you trade or sign Jerry Rice? Like,
Yeah.
what was it for?
You would think it was for that moment.
And at that point, they didn't even have that history that they have.
You know what
now.
it was? In both situations, though, NFL teams stay overthinking
Yep.
and do some dumb stuff. Like it always happens
Right.
to the NFL. It's like the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Just
Run the ball.
fucking ball.
It was
dude.
working in the
Yeah.
first half. Run the ball. Oh, they're expecting that. We're gonna get them with the passing game. No,
You coulda
waste
did the
clock
damn-
and run.
You could have did the damn QB sneak with Matt Ryan and won the
Right?
Super Bowl in that game.
They
Like,
could have taken a knee every possession and won the game. Like, the whole second half, they could have just came out and took a knee and
Not on
wasted
Tom's
time.
watch.
No,
and we're out here.
that's
doing
the
this,
goat.
We're out here doing this
Yeah.
podcast, and these fools are out here blowing Super Bowls. Like, let's switch that up.
I
Pay
did
me
say,
a cool million, I'll call the right
Yeah,
place.
man.
I promise you.
I'll run with beast mode from the one every
Like,
time.
right? Like, you're not. Like, I was just watching the thing, one of the old 30 for 30 with the USC and the Texas and the championship, and everybody out there was
Awesome
like,
game.
Vince is running it, and you know what he did? He ran it for a touchdown. Like, is it that hard? Like, I don't feel
You know what
like
they
they,
couldn't stop? They couldn't stop him from running it.
right? Like,
Who would have thought?
if I'm busting your ass in Madden all day with one player, guess who I'm going to? That player.
Yeah.
Not
Until
just
you
gonna
stop
trade
it, I'm
up,
doing
change
it.
it up. Yeah.
Even in real life, if I'm gonna bust you with this play all day, guess what? If we were playing softball and we had the killer lineup, are we gonna change that lineup? No, we're gonna keep busting your
We
ass.
probably would have.
Oh, because someone would have complained.
Oh, of course. Of course. That's what
So-
happens in softball.
Rich, I wanted to ask you about this when I'm looking at these records that Bleacher Report has for every team. What do you think the Lakers are going to end up this season?
what they have in mind.
They got them at 29 and 53. Like
If
they
they
don't
can
expect
get-
much from them.
If they can get to 30 wins, that would be good.
Okay, so
Is
you
that-
think they're pretty on with 29 and 53 then?
Yeah.
What
Is
they
that
finish
good
last
for
year?
you, or do you think that's good for like the general Laker fan population?
Nothing that's good for me is good for general Laker population.
Nope.
So you
We
think
know that.
if y'all win 30 games,
I will be
are
happy.
people going to be hating on him? Lonzo struggles a bit. He turns into a bust and
Oh
starts
yeah,
getting treated
yeah.
wrong.
Luke will
differently.
have to get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ship's
How
sinking
many
off
games?
that.
Yeah.
How many games did they win last year?
They won 26, I think.
So they only expect a 3-game increase. That's going to get you in the lottery again?
No, they don't have a draft pick this year
Oh, okay.
because they kept
No
it
matter what, it's not
last-
protected?
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah.
I mean,
Who's it
looking
go
at your
to? Who's it go
team-
to?
Philly, right?
Either Philly or it's like a weird one. Like it can alternate between two different teams, just like
Gotcha.
the Philly
Depending on where it falls.
Kings type of thing. Yeah,
So
because
look-
it went from like the Suns to Philly, back to Philly. Like it was that pick's been jumping around for years.
Is
Nah,
your
they
team
should-
better than last year, though? Like, do you think they're substantially better? Worse? The same?
I don't know. Like I think they'll be better because I think Lonzo Ball is better than D'Angelo, just from seeing what I saw, and I think Brandon Ingram will be better. But
It's probably going to be close, right?
yeah, it's gonna be close because he's still a rookie. He's only 19.
Right, and Ingram's still 150 pounds, so
I guess if you look at the starting lineup of Ball, Caldwell Pope, Ingram,
Forgot you got
Randall, and Brooke Lopez, that starting five is better than their starting five last year.
I think
So-
that
I
5 could
agree.
win 30.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
They
You'll
gotta
have the
stay
Bulls
healthy.
to beat up on twice this year, so there's 2 wins for you. And
I was
28
trying to-
away.
I was trying to check out their schedule. It didn't look like the first 10 games were that hard. But they were like 10-10 to start the season last year, and then they fell off a cliff. So, like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you guys came out the gates hot.
Yeah.
Well,
So did
for-
the Bulls
for the
last year.
Lakers.
When does
That's not-
D'Angelo come back to LA?
November 3rd.
He's gonna get booed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah.
For no
booed when he
reason
played.
though. For no reason though.
None whatsoever,
He's gonna
but yeah,
get
they're going to
shitted
boo
on.
him.
Yeah. Because everyone's painted it to be his fault while they're not good.
Easy scapegoat. It's a smart. Honestly, like Magic throwing shots at him was kind of smart in that aspect. Use him as the easy scapegoat and keep people's hopes high now, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a slick move, but
You
I
saw
still
the
think
game
it's
winner in
unnecessary.
Dykeman.
Yep. Yep.
Yo, that boy, that guy, D'Angelo, I don't want to call him boy, but that kid, he hit big shots. Like, if you go and look at his highlight reel, like, he hit,
sweater.
like, 3 game winners. He hit a bunch of shots to tie games. His last shot as a Laker is a 3 to win the game at the buzzer. And he
Yep.
ran up in his stands and hugged his parents.
He's got
and
that
his
ice
brother,
water in his
his
veins.
grandmother just died. Yeah.
He's coming off that
He'll
Dykeman
let you
game
know.
winner.
It's
McCoy,
weird because that's the one thing I'm upset about having League Pass and living in New York, that I won't be able to watch Net games because I really want to
Oh,
watch
it's blacked
D'Angelo
out?
Russell play. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember they worked for me last year.
Yeah, it's because you were in a different, I don't know,
I'm
different county. I don't know. Because when I was in Hurley on New Year's Eve, I could watch the Knicks play.
Yeah, I had a few instances where I could too, which was fine with me because when they were playing the Bulls, I wanted to watch them.
Jimmy Butler.
The Bulls opened the year against the Raptors.
we got the Raptors, and then we've got the Spurs, and then the Cavs.
We're
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 0
going to
3.
get stomped in all 3 of those. I didn't even
we're
look
on
at the rest of the schedule. I saw those 3. I looked for when Jimmy came back, and I was done with the Bulls schedule.
Yeah, we're 0 3 real quick. That's good though. I mean, we're in where the spot Rich was in now. Like we're
Yeah,
trying
man.
to lose.
Anybody
Hoping
for
gonna
that
number
score?
one.
Is anybody gonna score 20 points a game on your team?
Your
Ooh.
boy Lowry.
Down low.
Hello, Lori.
I think.
D Wade might.
Yeah, probably because he's gonna get more shots.
Yeah,
I'm looking
like he's
for.
got to.
I'm hoping Portis actually gets minutes this year because I think he could end up averaging like a double or really close to it.
If he doesn't get minutes at this point, like, why did you even draft the kid?
Well, we don't make smart choices, so like, why didn't he get minutes at the end of last season? You know. No,
But
it
like
doesn't make sense.
the roster has been cleaned out. There's no excuse for him not getting any minutes at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna start like Dunn. You think Wade's gonna start? I guess he would have to, right?
Oh,
He's not
absolutely. There's
sitting
no
on the
way
bench on
he's
So we're
he's
gonna.
not coming off the bench on the worst team in the league.
Well,
If he don't
Levine's not
start-
gonna be back till January or something. So I think they said they're not gonna let him play until like closer to the All-Star break. So
Who's
we'll probably
that?
start Levine,
Oh.
whatever the hell his name is. We're gonna play like Dunn, Wade, Laurie, Portis, and Lopez as our starters. If Laurie's gonna start, which I mean, what was he, the 12th pick or something? So
Yeah, I mean, we essentially moved up to get him.
Is Dunn a bust?
No, not after 1 year.
not
Yeah,
yet.
you got to give him more time. He
had an awful
people were
season,
so
though.
high on him going into last season.
He had an
Yeah,
awful
like-
rookie year.
Yeah, but he was really bad.
No.
He kind of
Like-
looked like one
like-
of those guys who could dominate summer league but can't go to that next level.
He was
He
a 4-year
kinda-
guy out of Providence, right?
Yep.
So yeah, he's not
Yeah,
young.
and he kind of like just had that aura about him. Like he was just more of a not the league type of player. Like I saw like one game he like had some nice handles and whatnot, but he just did not perform like I thought he was. They talked
It's
him up
almost-
so much when he got drafted.
It's almost like when you play 4 years at this point, it's like, yeah, you're probably not too good in the league. Like, Brogdon had a big year as a 4-year guy at a UVA, but how many 4-year players are there now that are like studs in the NBA?
Right, like if he ain't one and done, like get out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But I've always kind of thought
Buddy,
that.
how's Buddy Hield doing?
He did
He
solid.
actually did
He did
good.
solid.
He did good once the trade happened.
Yeah.
Oh, once he got to Sacramento?
Yeah, once he got away from Boogie. Oh no.
No, he
Yeah, no,
swapped
he was
for
never with Boogie. Yeah, my bad.
Once he
Once
got
he
away
got
from
out of
AD,
the
I
awful
guess.
Pelicans.
He's the next Steph Curry, man.
He's already the same age as Steph Curry, so old ass Buddy.
Buddy Hield.
I remember
Right,
seeing
we're
that
gonna-
dude in the tournament and just like listening to him talk with how much of a hit
Oh, my
he is,
God.
I'd be dying.
Yo.
Had one of
I
the
was-
thickest country accents.
I was not expecting that when he opened
No,
his
me
mouth
neither.
at all, dude. Like, he's out here just draining buckets and schooling people on the court, and I was not... had that haircut and then just came out with that southern drawl.
That's funny.
Kanye did start that haircut, right? Like 808 and Heartbreak, Kanye had that haircut first.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass serious though, right?
With the love lockdown.
Yeah. Like he had that like Fro Hawk Jerry curl
Yeah.
looking thing going. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Shout out to
mad.
Kanye.
He should, Buddy should wear the Kanye shades too.
Yeah, you should. Every time they introduce him before a game, you should have him on and hand him off to someone.
Oh, man. That haircut has taken over. Everybody got that haircut now.
Kanye had it in 08.
Except Jimmy shaved his bush root off, man. What's up with that?
I don't even want to talk about Jimmy, man.
Yeah.
That's an open wound right now.
And they just keep throwing salt into it.
I seen this.
happens.
I seen this sweet ass picture with.
This is why you
that
guys
they-
can't leave the Cowboys and Bills, because we can't give you shit about them sucking or things bad happening to them.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
care.
I do.
The Jets aren't any better, so
That's more because of the NFL than it is the team. Well, unless you're talking about the Bills.
listen, man, y'all Jets ain't any better than the Bills are.
Yeah, but we made the playoffs a couple times since I was legal age to have sex. Over there, running in circles again. There you go.
Circle of them wagons. No one does it better.
No one.
I will defend
No.
Tony Romo to the death.
That's my fondest memory of your
Dolphins
passion
should've got Romo
of Rich's
instead
of
of
Rich's. No, that's my fondest memory of Richard's passion for the Cowboys is when fucking Romo didn't catch that snap. For
That
the
was against
field
Seattle.
goal
That first
against
year.
Seattle. Rich didn't say nothing to nobody.
No.
He got up.
Yep.
He put his hat on and he walked down the stairs.
Rich.
Probably
Keep going.
had
Rich.
a little head nod for Graham, like see you tomorrow,
I did say goodbye to him.
and walked out the door. And we all went out to the bar and didn't see Rich till the next day, when the Jets got eliminated by the fucking Patriots. What else is new?
Oh, the Patriots. I said I was going to get us in. 2017, the flyest team I've ever seen in my life. I read the ESPN Bill Barnwell breakdown of how cool they were, and it was awesome.
Last year's team?
No, 2017, the one that went undefeated.
Oh, I thought you said 2017.
The way you
might
said
have.
it quick. No, the way you said it quick, it did sound like it.
Well, 2007.
Yeah, I could
Our
see
team
that being a
was
fly ass team. Fucking Randy out there. Remember
Yeah.
that guy in
Throwing
the
his hand
stands?
up.
And
Throwing
they
his
kept
hand
doing
up.
it.
And especially because they were just steamrolling teams while
Yeah, no, he kept doing that shit
Yeah.
with the guy in the stands, just back and forth.
He had the fro, right? His fro was
Yeah,
after that.
it was out, and then the guy in the stands had the afro wig on, and they just kept doing that.
Randy Moss was the man.
Oh yes, he was, dude. If he doesn't get first ballot Hall of Fame, I'm.
oh, he will absolutely be first
Yes,
ballot Hall of
dude.
Fame.
That'd be ridiculous.
They're gonna say he's gonna get the TO treatment, man. I'll be pissed. That dude was a monster.
T.O.
They
needs to
can't-
be in there too.
Yes, he
Yeah, like
does.
T.O. needs to be in there, but there's no way in hell they could do that to Randy.
You know,
They better
Like
not.
Randy and Jerry are 1 and 1A as far as receivers all time go.
T.O.'s
Ooh,
up
that's a
there
good
too.
Yeah.
But I
What,
don't think T.O. is quite as good as those two. Like he's a little bit less than them.
Man, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's close.
T.O. probably has them beating some major stats,
The
honestly.
only thing I don't like about T.O. is he got some drop passes on his resume.
Yeah, he did. Especially on the Cowboys. He stayed with them white gloves. He stayed dropping big passes.
Oh, I remember when he was on the 49ers and he dropped a couple of them in a playoff game in the end zone and was crying and stuff on the sideline when he finally caught one.
Yeah,
Then he
That
won
was
the
the game
game.
that made him TO.
Yeah, then he won the game.
he got rocked too and did not drop that shit.
Nope.
Against the
Yeah, that
Packers.
was the game that made him T.O. right there.
Yep.
Yo, hold on, back to the Patriots real quick. I hate them, but do you know those two? They bought two 767 Boeing airplanes.
You don't win 5 Super Bowls and not ball.
Big ballers, baby.
Yeah, but there's
They
a couple other teams that won 5 Super Bowls or whatnot. They got it's like $6 billion, bro. Like,
Yeah,
and
but
they
how
They
about
bought
gut
those 2 planes. They bought those 2 planes. Bill Belichick
And they gutted
Tom
them.
Brady get one, and the rest of the team's on the other one.
Nah, they gutted the whole airplanes and made the whole plane first class. I was reading this whole
Of
thing.
course
about
they
it.
did. Those dudes are large individuals. They can't fit in regular
Well,
seating.
Any other team,
Yeah, word.
any other team, the guys 30 and up, or the vets, or the guys with the big contracts. I was reading all this, man. They get first class, and like someone like your boy Lucky Whitehead, he gets put in the back with just hanging out with me when I used to fly every other Tuesday. like what the hell?
You're
So that
saying
you-
like other teams have 5 championships, but the Patriots have won all 5 of their championships since 2002.
Doesn't matter. All you hear is the Cowboys talk
they have
about.
5?
The Cowboy
Are you right about
fans talk about like they won their
Patriots,
Super Bowls
they got
yesterday.
2002, 2002,
Get outta
2004,
here.
2005, 15, and 17.
I know Rich is dropping his fanhood and all, but a Cowboy fan will talk to you like they just won. Emmitt Smith was playing last Sunday. like, get out of
It's
here,
true.
man. Get out of here.
Was Emmitt Smith top running back ever, or just a product of that offensive line?
Hold on, what was the question? You cut out.
Emmitt Smith as a running back, is he like top 3, top 5, top 10, or was most of his credit go to that offensive line?
He's top 10.
He's top
Yeah.
10. He's not.
I'd give him
he's
top
not the
10.
best.
No, I don't even think
Man.
he's close, honestly.
Yo, I've been seeing all this because all this running back stuff came up because of the Hall of Fame with LT getting involved. I think that's my boy until I die, dude. LT, because he kicked 100 receptions, and then he's top 5 in rushing yards.
I mean,
The
Marshall
most
Falk was the same.
At the end, with the greatest show on turf, he wasn't catching balls like that in Indy.
Yep.
That is
And
true.
100 catches? No, this is
Yeah,
no.
100 catches for a running back.
I'm taking LT over, and Barry Sanders was my boy. And if Johnny, you're listening, he's our boy, 2-0. But I'm taking LT all day, dude. That dude was a monster.
When he was giving his Hall of Fame speech, I was tweeting about this, Kev. And remember when he went to play the Giants on Sunday night in San Diego, and he literally beat them by himself?
Just him, man.
Yeah,
Like-
like he had like 200 yards rushing. He caught like a 67 yard
Probably threw
touchdown
one
pass.
too.
Yeah, he did. No, he really did.
Like, I was watching the year when he had 31 touchdowns. Like,
he
running
was
backs don't.
traded for Vic, right? Didn't they get swapped on draft day?
Yeah, he got. They got Drew Brees.
Or was it
and him.
Eli?
No, the Vic
it
trade
was
was
Vic and LT.
98, and then in
Okay,
04 that was the Eli trade. But 98 they traded with Atlanta, and Chargers ended up getting Drew Brees in the second and LT in the first.
That was a good haul.
Yo, but like you look now, like yeah, he had 31 touchdowns, and I think he had 28 rushing and 3 receiving. But 28 rushing touchdowns, name me a running back now who's going to get that. You will never see it. And name me a running back. You might see a running back at 100 catches, but no 28.
Most running backs aren't in the game that much now either, though.
Yeah, I don't think you're seeing a running back
That was-
really get either of them because of the 2-back systems,
Yeah.
It
even
was
3-back
actually in
systems.
the Barnwell thing that I read about the 07 Patriots that they were the team that started that. That basically now if you're a slot receiver, you're a starter.
Yeah, I mean they've never
Because
had
they
a running
ran
back.
out
Corey
Moss,
Dillon was their best running
Stallworth,
back.
And Welker all the time.
Corey Dillon was nice.
He was.
But speaking of them, I mean, and this
They had
is
Fred Taylor the one year.
that. Look at LeGarrette Blount had 18, 19 touchdowns last year. Did you even
Yep.
know that? Because
Yeah.
that fucking Tom Brady gets him all the way down there, and then just all these ones.
And then they just let him steamroll in.
You know what I mean? Like
How many yards did he get? Did he break 1,000?
Yeah.
No,
Probably not.
Did
Did he?
I believe he did. He had a decent year, and no one even knew, man, because of fucking Tom 12.
Yeah, the GOAT's taking that shine every time. Ask Scotty.
Blunt last year. Oh, holy shit. He had a lot of yards last year.
1161.
Yeah.
He had 18 touchdowns, dude. 299 attempts. He averaged 3.9 yards a carry. I'm going to give him 4. That's a decent year. Now he's with Philly.
Yeah, gonna be trash.
Yeah, fuck Philly, you dig?
You dig?
Before we jump off the Patriot thing and move on to something else or whatever, I got to tell you the 3 things that I'll never forget about that team. Week 1, when Tom Brady just reared back and threw it as far as he could, and no one knew where he was throwing it, and there were 3 jets, and all of a sudden Randy Moss came out of nowhere and ran past those 3 jets and scooted into the end zone. I'll never forget him jumping over 2 Miami Dolphins in the end zone and catching it with his forearm.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I know where else you're going with this, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. When they played the Giants.
Yeah, that was
in
at
the
my
last
house.
week of the season.
Run it back.
And
Yeah.
and they threw that deep
He just threw his
pass.
hand up.
Yo, they threw that deep pass, and it went over Randy's head, and they didn't even huddle, and they just looked at each other and rolled their fingers, and they were like, let's just do it again.
Run
We
it
got
back.
What was
It
the
was-
first one you said? Was it the screen pass?
No, it was the one where, remember when they were playing the Jets in week 1, and Tom Brady just, he threw the ball as far as he could, and no one saw Randy Moss, and Vilma and the safety and
Revis.
everyone were in there.
Yeah, Vilma was the farthest one down the field.
Yeah,
That was pumped.
and Randy Moss came out of nowhere and just caught it in the corner of the end zone.
Oh, okay. Remember that screen pass he caught, running full speed the other
he was
direction?
on Minnesota when
Yeah,
he did
reached his
that.
hand backwards.
Yeah.
That was dope, too. That dude
that-
was amazing.
He was
And
a
you-
monster.
You remember in Minnesota when he caught like a ball like way deep. I think it was before halftime. It was like at the 30 in the opposing territory, and he got nailed, and he flipped it over his head.
Oh, that was to win the game.
Yeah, like Robert
Yeah.
Wood. I think it was Robert
Smith.
Robert Smith. There you go.
Robert
Yep.
Smith, yeah.
Just like lateraled it over his head to him, and he caught that and took it in, like.
I don't know why people don't do that more often, honestly. Like, if you're downfield like that and somebody gets you, just toss it back. Like,
Hey,
it's
run
not
a
like your
play.
dude, yeah, like, it's not like your dude doesn't have hands. It's probably another wide receiver.
In
You know?
in '98, when he was a rookie and he played Dallas on Thanksgiving, he had 3 catches for 172 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I'll never
Work off
forget
some of that
game.
turducken.
I'll never forget that game, man.
Yo,
Get that turducken going.
He balled out on that Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
They show that like every Thanksgiving. Like that's what you see now. Just purple
Yeah.
84.
then people said he lost a step and he put Revis in the.
Have
put
Revis
Revis in
pulling
the
up,
highlight
grabbing his
package.
hammy.
Hey,
Yeah.
man,
Revis-
Revis pulled a hamstring on that
Yeah, I'm
play.
sure. Revis's ego got pulled on that play.
Hell
You
yeah.
know?
I'm gonna say fuck Darrell Revis. Yeah,
Nah,
fuck Revis.
that's your boy. I'm not trying to
No.
hear it.
Yeah,
all right. Sammy
That's
Watt.
both of your boy. I'm not trying to hear any slander.
I'm
Get outta
fine
here.
with that. He gave us a good career.
And who'd he get a ring to, though? Who'd he
No.
get a ring to,
For
though?
New England. Screw him. He's dead to me. As soon as he went to New England, he was dead to me.
Y'all should have paid
Oh,
him. That's all he
oh, is-
wanted was his money.
Every year, dude. He
Yo,
only
yeah, that
wanted.
dude wanted his
dude
money
wanted-
every single
Dude wanted
year.
30 million every year, dude.
I'm not hating on him one bit. I would do the. Darrell Revis is a contract genius. That man's agent
Yeah, he really
should
was.
be hired by everybody in the league.
Daryl Revis is a legend at the bank.
Yeah, you got to cash out in the NFL.
I'll never hate on him for that.
I'm
but
re-upping
you know,
every year.
You know what I will hate on him for. You went to Boston. So
I got him a ring.
You are dead to me.
And then y'all happily welcomed him right back for $20
Welcomed
million
him
a
right
season. There you go. We'll pay you. Even though we're trash. And then he's getting burnt by my boy on the Bills, the track
Sammy
star.
Watkins.
Nope. No, the other
Oh.
dude. Not even Sammy Watkins. It was, what's his name? Like Marquise Goodwin or something, I think.
There
Nobody
you
even
go.
knows
I
who
was-
it is because he doesn't
Yeah.
do good except for that game.
What do you mean?
that play?
Hold on, Stro. What do you mean nobody knows? You just heard the Bills fan tell you it's Marquise Goodwin.
I don't even know if that's his real name. I think
It
it's
is.
Goodwin or something.
Because he
It
has
is.
to know.
No.
It's his boy.
Yeah, over here pretending like, oh, I think that's what his name. That's damn right, that's what his name was.
He's probably He's probably the best receiver on the Bills now.
Oh, see, Sammy got traded. Look at you keeping tabs ever since I told you.
I got that ESPN alert.
Yeah. Got your boy Jordan Matthews.
I didn't even know who that was.
He didn't know who that was.
I had no idea who that was.
He had a pretty good year with Philly.
Do you know the Bills are set up though, McCoy? Like, do you know how many draft picks they have next year?
Yeah, you know how many they traded to get Watkins, and then 2 years later they trade him.
Dude, you don't even know your Bills have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds next year. You're armed and ready.
So we're gonna trade up to get the next JP Losman.
You got me rethinking my tank thing over here, man. The Bills are armed and ready to make moves, man. The next Jim Kelly and his cancer ass are about to get out there throwing touchdowns.
Oh, no.
Oh, Kev.
Listen, man, the Bills could have every pick in the draft and still screw it up. When's the last time the Bills made good choices?
Well, let's see here. Never. They traded the bank to get Sammy and then traded him again. But they are loaded for next year.
They're setting their team up to get rid of Tyrod Taylor. They're trading his best receiver. They obviously don't. They clearly don't want the guy. He should have bounced. I wish he would have went to the Jets and y'all didn't try to suck, and he would have put the beats on the Bills.
It can still happen.
I thought for sure he was gone, dude.
They might as well let him go.
I thought he was gone, and then they restructured
out
of nowhere.
over the winter, it was real weird with all that, like how his contract was,
stuff,
whether it was guaranteed or not, making up injuries and stuff.
But he was supposed to make like $30 million, and then he had the groin surgery or something like that.
Yeah, it seems like they don't want him. So go somewhere where they're gonna appreciate you, Tyrod. Don't play with these clowns.
Marv Levy's still alive. You should hire him back.
Can't be any worse than what they've had going for him.
Would you rather be this bad or lose 4 Super Bowls in a row?
What's the trade-off?
Not making the playoffs since you could have sex legally.
If I had to get rid of one, I would probably take getting rid of the 4 Super Bowl losses. Because who the hell wants to lose 4 Super Bowls in a row?
Yeah, do you remember, was it this year or last year, they did that dumbass documentary that made it seem like they won 4 Super Bowls in a row?
Oh,
that
was 2 years ago.
I didn't even watch that. I didn't even waste my time with that.
I watched it. I sure the hell did watch that.
I don't know Bills fan could watch that.
My brother told me a funny story because one of his friends out in Cali is a Bills fan. So he was telling me how the dude was running his mouth and, annoying him at their fantasy football draft or whatever. So he said he just put that clip on of that play against the Titans. He just said he put it on blast on the speakers and left the room.
Music City Miracle.
Yeah.
He said that play like it's not specifically named the Music City Miracle.
I ain't talking about that cheating play, man.
Hey,
I'm not giving that respect.
Your brother. I wonder if your brother's friend is that guy I saw with the Bills helmet on his dashboard out here in California.
That's right.
There can't be many Bills fans out there. I don't think there's many of them outside of Western New York.
We got the guy with the helmet on his dashboard in the valley. We got McCoy's brother's friend. We got Leah's dad. There's enough, man. Bills Mafia is spreading out here.
about to get Rex Ryman on here spitting some bars.
Rex Ryman, son.
Spitting that Dylon.
Yeah.
Yo, did you guys see Dave Chappelle actually met Dylon?
Yes, I did.
He met him. I guess Dylon actually is still rapping. And I guess and he met him.
Something you just stopped.
I didn't realize he was still out there. That's all.
Got that hot fire.
So yeah, he ran into him backstage, and that's what they were doing. Snapchatting that shit out.
That's funny.
Made my day when I got to see it.
I wonder if that dude was pissed when that first came out.
He better not have been. It's the only way that he was going to get some recognition and be back in people's minds.
Well, he was the one that didn't want to go on the show, so that's why Chappelle played him. Is for whatever reason he didn't want to be on the show. Like the rest of the band, like Ness and Chopper and the Chicks were on the show, on Chappelle's show in that skit. So for whatever reason he didn't want to do the Chappelle show, so that's what happens.
Yeah. You don't tell Dave no.
Nope. Chappelle needs to come back with some more stuff. That show. I wish that show never stopped.
It's the funniest show ever.
I
Absolutely.
need more Chappelle in my life. I can't wait for these 2 more Netflix specials coming out at the end of the year.
Right, like he gave you some consistent weekly classics and just dropped off the planet of the earth.
Yeah, like I can go and put them on and play them right now and laugh as hard as I did the first time that they aired 10 years ago.
Yeah, when that first episode came on the night I watched it, when it came out,
Yeah.
that had me in tears.
There was
Clayton
never
Bigsby.
anything like it before it.
No, son, I was in tears in my room sitting there like, what is going on right now? There's probably a real Clayton Bigsby out there nowadays.
Oh,
I'm sure there is.
I saw a meme on online yesterday, I think it was, and it was Clayton Bigsby, but he had on the red Trump Make America Great hat, and they had with the tiki torch, like those assholes had in Charlottesville.
Yeah. Carry them tiki torches.
Listen, man, some serious people out there. They got some important issues they need to get out into the public, and everybody needs to know about.
listen,
Fucking
man.
dumbasses.
If you're gonna do that, right? If you're gonna go out there and be that guy who does that, you gotta go correct and not have tiki torches.
Right?
Like, you gotta represent your people to the fullest and go get a club with some like sheet wrapped around it and set that bitch on fire.
Yeah, real torch, right?
Right? You
We
can't
ain't-
go out there with some off tiki trying to stay like,
Make sure I don't get mosquito bites during this protest.
The local Home Depot got sold out of them because they all stopped in before they went for their little rally. Don't forget your tiki torch, guys.
I wonder, like, did these people come with these tiki torches, or did somebody buy them all and come and say, "Hey, guys, I got these tiki torches for us to carry"?
It was
today.
part of a group email that was sent out beforehand.
Bring a
Don't
tiki
forget your
torch?
tiki torch.
These people are suckers, man. Straight suckers.
Yo, I just don't understand it. Like, when we were growing up, not that, like, race relations were perfect, but I feel like things are going backwards right now.
They are. Absolutely. Are.
And I don't understand how that's even possible.
Because the man who's the president made it possible. He made it okay for these people to come
Yeah,
out.
I guess, but it's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I
Shit.
mean, that's really what it is. Like,
Kev and I were talking about this. You guys are allowed to leave your football teams. We're allowed to leave our race then. I'm now
Yeah,
the
I'm
color.
out.
I am now peach. I'm no longer white.
Peach.
Yeah. Pull that Crayola crayon out the box and draw me in peach. I am out on white people, dude. Out here around
Peaches.
looking like Pier 1 import gangsters out here with your tiki torches, dude. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, leave it to white people to come up with the corniest way to revolt, dude. You out here with some damn mosquito repellent lit up
No,
on
we
fire.
just said that, guy.
It's like, get out of here, man.
Yo, did you guys see the story of, so while this was going on in Charlottesville, over in Germany, I guess there was this American dude that was over there on vacation, and this dumb son of a bitch threw up the Nazi symbol, or salute. And he
We
got
don't play
punched,
that.
and he got punched in the face.
Yeah, you should, dude.
In
That's
Germany,
how-
you said?
Yeah, they don't play that.
Yeah, they don't know.
Meanwhile, like, that's what happened over there. Great. Their people took care of it right away. Over in America, our universities are just like, oh, hundreds of you want to go ahead and spew out nonsense? Yeah, you'll go ahead. Have it on our campus.
I don't understand how that's even allowed.
I
I
don't get
just
that.
saw that
I
Texas
don't
A&M
understand it,
canceled
dude.
theirs.
What'd you say,
What'd you
Rich?
say, Rich?
I said I just saw that Texas A&M canceled theirs because of all the backlash they got.
Oh,
Good,
well,
but still,
well,
they can
what
still
the
go
fuck
who
would
would
ahead.
have thought? Who would have thought it was a bad idea to let a Nazi protest happen? Like,
Yo, and weren't
What
they
the
going
hell?
to do it on 9/11?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, they're
Yo,
about
like,
to
you
let
can
a Nazi.
really go to hell if you're trying to do some shit like that on
Yeah.
9/11.
They're about to let a
Seriously, right?
Nazi protest go down at their university, but let one of their college boys catch $100 extra after catching a game-winning football pass. Like,
Yeah, well-
but we're gonna allow the Nazis to come over here and fucking
Well, no,
protest
Kev-
at our college.
Kev, even more real than that, like, not even the money. You're sitting here and you're recruiting the majority of your team as African Americans, but you're going to have the Nazis out here on your campus saying, nope, we're the more superior race.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's got to hurt your recruiting pitch a bit, huh?
It should.
We allowed the Nazi protest on our campus, guys.
These cats were walking around with Adolf Hitler's sayings on the back of their jersey.
Yeah, like it's
Or
absurd.
the back of their shirts.
Do they not understand what
They
this
got that
dude
Nazi
did and what he
jersey.
stood for?
Genocide, like
Like he was so horrible that the rest of the world was like, nah, you know what, dude? We got to step in and stop this nonsense.
I feel stupid for you even having to say that.
But I
Like,
have
it should
to.
just be known.
I know, but apparently it's not because these dudes are making shirts with his sayings on it, like
Yeah.
he's fucking Mahatma Gandhi.
Word, we're out here flying swastikas in the United States. Like that shit is sweet. Like it's completely ridiculous.
All this shit is ridiculous, dude.
How can-
Like this
how-
stuff is, it's so old. Like this stuff, like we should be progressing as humans. And
Right, and people want to support that, but then they're mad because people are sitting during the national anthem. Like
I was
that's
just
what-
going to say.
That's what
I'd-
we're mad about.
I'd
Not the
sit
Jews,
right now.
not the people you're running around flying swastika flags and shit. Like
So Martellus Bennett just sat during the national anthem. What was it, last night, the night before, for whatever his game was. Anyway, people are bashing on him and stuff, and he said, "My dad's in the military. I love the military. This has nothing to do with the military. I'm doing this because I want equality. I don't want segregation and separation."
people need to get off that whole military shit with the national anthem. Like I'll support. Like I got my grandfather fought in the Korean War. I got friends, family, all that. It has nothing to do. I wouldn't stand. If I go to a sporting event right now, I won't stand for it because this country is bullshit right now. Got a clown as president, and you got all this damn racist stuff coming up in the South, man. It's horseshit, dude.
But that's their excuse, though. That's
And
why it's not
and
okay
part
for
of-
them to do it because they're
but-
going to throw in. Well, they're not for our military. They don't support them.
Part
so
of our
that's terrible.
Our amendment is freedom of speech. Like, let people practice what we want and
Word.
say what we want, right? And then as soon as someone doesn't, like, now he's the only, like, he could start over half the people in the league right now, dude.
y'all don't want to support the football players that do that, but y'all want to support Nazis. Like, what?
Yeah, like that-
I
that's
thought
who
this
we're
was
rolling
America, son. Is this not America? Like, we're out
I
here
don't-
like letting this ride.
I don't
People
know
are
anymore,
crazy.
man. You see my shirt, man? Freedom of speech, man. As much as money can buy, dude.
Yep,
You can't have nothing to say without money.
that's what it is. Kaepernick's expendable. They're people don't if Kaepernick was say
If he was-
Kaepernick say
Was
Tom
white.
Brady did this.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom
Say
Brady did
Kaepernick
this.
was white, like his last name really explains it should be.
He's
Say-
mixed, man. Light skin.
No, he's
Light skin.
adopted. He's adopted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
So imagine if his brother did that. His adopted brother did that. Would you think you think the whole league would be up in arms if a white dude did this? I don't think
Depends on how good of a player he is. The Seahawks aren't going to get rid of Michael Bennett because he sits during the pledge or the anthem. He's too good, and he's insane playing without wearing shoulder pads. Also, so.
Yo, me and you were sitting together last year when we found that out and said, "Wait, what?" He said it restricts him. I don't want to use them.
He got them little pads in there. You get your like tuxedo jacket. You gotta like take out of there, man. Like damn, dude's out there playing defensive line with his no pads. Dude.
Nothing. He's nuts.
I'd
Yeah,
sit right
but-
next to him. Him, Marshawn, and Cap.
Marshawn, yeah.
I'll sit next to all of them. But they
They
need
asked,
like someone else needs to sit, man. Like someone else. Like why is it always got to be black people that are like speaking up for this stuff?
because
Like
they're the ones that.
But
have
I
a
agree
problem,
with it.
right?
I got a problem
Yeah,
with it. There ain't one white football player that got a problem with this.
Well, no, there are, but they don't want to hurt their image, and they know it's going
Right.
to
Well, fuck
because they're going to
that.
get backlash. That's why every time that there's something that like changes in this country, it takes that one person who's willing to do it, but you get 600 of them before him that aren't. You got to have that one person that's got the balls to say, you know what, I'll take the backlash for the better of others. These dudes aren't willing to do that. They don't want to lose their sponsorships. They don't
it's all
want to
about the
lose their
money.
fans.
Right. They don't want that attached to them. They don't want to deal with it.
And part of the problem is if they're white, none of this shit bothers them. Their lives aren't being affected by it, so why should they go and change something? They're just going to live comfortably. That's
I
what
wouldn't
it
say
is.
that they're not bothered by it, but they're not.
No,
willing
not
to put
bothered,
their-
but it doesn't affect their lives, though.
Yeah, well, they're not willing to
They're-
put their neck out there because they don't have to deal with the issues head on.
Yeah,
Exactly,
they're not directly impacted by it. on a
And
daily
it's
basis.
stupid. It's all division. All this stuff is the protests, this shit with the anthem, it's just dividing everybody, which, it's not good for anybody.
No, definitely not.
United we stand.
Yeah, but that shit's horseshit,
Right.
dude. Like, now I feel like every time I gotta go out, I gotta explain my politics background and what I believe in. Like, I can't just go out there and make a friend because I feel like this whole country is divided right now. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I walk down the street, they have no idea that I fucking love black people. But I'm probably looked at as a bigot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have no idea because this whole country is just a mess right now and it's fucked up. Shouldn't be like that.
The thing, Bomani Jones tweeted it out, and if you people don't listen to Bomani Jones, you need to. He's one of the smartest people in the
Yes,
world.
he is.
I do. I listen to
He's
him
funny.
every day.
Has he got
Every
like
day.
4 degrees or something like that?
Yeah, like he's just the man. And he tweeted out this weekend that the fearlessness of Virginia was the scariest part.
Yeah.
Like, people used to hide it.
Yeah.
Like people, like it was always there when we were growing up.
Well, that Rich, that
people-
you say that, like, I feel like back in the day, like this was all happening. Like, when I say back in the day, I'm talking like, 40s, 50s, 60s, a little bit in the set, and then we were born in the 80s and the 90s, and all this shit. Like, yeah, there probably were racists out there, and like you said, it was hidden. But now all of a sudden, it's just out there again, like it was back in the day.
Yeah, like they're just like you're
wha-
walking down the street with a Nazi flag and you're pumped about it. Like, what's wrong with you?
I'm going backwards.
You should feel shame. That's not something that you should be proud about.
Right.
And like, people make a big deal. Like some white people don't even think the issues black people talk about are real.
They are.
Like, they don't think they exist.
It's just made up.
Yeah.
Because they don't experience it. They don't know
Exactly.
anything about it, and they don't want to.
And the thing that's mind blowing to me is like, oh, look, schools are integrated. Like, this is integrated. Like, schools got integrated in 1954. That was 60 years ago. Like, that's not a long time ago.
Well, in the grand scheme
Like,
of things, definitely not.
if you look
It's
at-
literally just it's a couple generations. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at how, like, it's crazy to me because if you look at how bad, like, black people and minorities have had it, like, they were set back from the word go. Like, they're so far set back from white people to begin with. Like, they weren't allowed to go to schools.
Yeah.
Like, what is that going to do to
Couldn't
you
read.
as a people?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you were set back so far. Like, Kev, you live in L.A. And I remember listening to Bomani
Dude.
Jones. Your whole, like, highway system is set up to go over the ghettos and the bad places, or not
Yeah.
the bad places, or, like, the considered bad places
The
where they
projects,
pushed,
man.
where they made black people live.
And
So,
don't
like,
think
it's just,
not
like-
just what, like 25, 30 years ago, these dudes, it was riots out here all the time. Like, it was
Yeah,
war
like-
zones, like third world country scenes out here. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, I know you guys aren't a big fan, but like Stephen A. today was talking about, like, they seen all this and then it got calm and now we're seeing all of it again. Like, there's people that have seen this shit happen and it gets a lot worse than it is right now. And like, what the fuck? Well, why are we going backwards?
That's like that dude that had that tweet that I sent in the chat with that guy that was like, I fought the Nazis 73 years ago and I'll sign up to do it again.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
You know? Like, it's crazy.
Like,
It's
it's crazy because we had Barack as president, and like people.
And you really thought
people
the country made a step forward?
Yeah,
You at least
like-
had that sense, maybe.
but that just showed you like he was there for 8 years, and as soon as white people thought they were losing grip of anything, it was like, hold up, like look how far they took it. Dudes
Yeah.
are walking down the street with Nazi flags.
Yeah, like you just regressed 40 years.
But like the thing is, like, Nazis just aren't like out there like picking and choosing based on skin color, dude. Like, they don't like us because
They don't
we're
like
friends.
anybody.
They don't
Yeah.
like me because I got
Nazis
black
like
friends.
Nazis.
You know, yeah, that's it. So they're out there trying to kill me, you, the black guy, the white guy, the yellow guy, the brown guy, everybody. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes, it's like Al Qaeda, man. It's terrorism in our own country.
Yeah, that's exactly
Like,
what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the issues with this crazy asshole that drove through the crowd and killed that woman.
Yeah,
Is
she
it-
was
it's
supporting
dome-
it.
It's domestic terrorism, but Donald Trump doesn't want to come out and say that because it was a white dude who did it.
If
Right,
this
that
was
he
any other,
tan or
any
had a
other-
turban, it would have been a whole
Yeah,
different
and
story.
Any
it's an
other
Al
country,
Qaeda,
dude,
ISIS
this-
type of a terrorist attack. They've been driving cars into crowds, and every time it happens, it's a terrorist attack. Now it happens, and it's just an isolated incident.
White lives
don't
matter.
even,
White lives
people
matter.
don't even
my
do
ass.
terrorism the same. They're gonna pass on that too.
Yo, and if
Yeah.
you look at the statistics, like half of the crime that's like done, like major crimes like that, is like 74% white guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's stupid. I don't understand it. And like I tweeted out before, if you support all that, like I don't really need you listening to
Yeah.
us.
Don't
Absolutely,
listen to us.
yeah. Like if you don't like any of this, go ahead, turn it off, get your ass somewhere else.
Like,
Move
we
along.
have a-
Unfollow, delete,
Seriously.
get the hell out.
Like we
Get
have a
the
black
step
guy
in.
on the show who has been our friend for almost 20 years, and probably longer than 20 years.
Team
Like
light
we all
skin,
love
baby.
him, right? Like I have a black brother. I have nieces who are mixed. Like if you support that, you can get the hell up out of here. I don't need this podcast to
word.
do that good if you're listening to it.
Word.
You know what the
Preach.
saddest thing to me? Have you guys seen any of the pictures from the protests that happened in Charlottesville?
Seeing people getting knocked out in the jaw,
No.
Yeah.
So hold on. There
which
was
isn't okay either. Like you
There's-
shouldn't be out there hitting people.
no. Don't just go around hitting people.
But I'll laugh at it. if you do.
If you're one of them Nazis, I'm laughing for sure.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go out and punch some white dude carrying around a tiki torch in the street and knock his ass out, I'm laughing. Anybody out there just marching down the streets with a mosquito repellent, you get him.
So the saddest thing of all this to me, there's been a couple of pictures that have come and kind of gone viral from the protest. And there's two of them in particular that I saw. One is a group of 3 black officers, and behind them are all of these Nazis who despise them, think that they're a lower race than they are. But they're still there doing their job. The symbolism of that is so huge that in the face of it, they're still there to do their job and protect these assholes' rights to talk shit about them. And then the other one that just disgusted me was a black officer with a riot shield and an infant. I mean, this baby barely was walking, touching the riot shield, but the parents had it dressed in a KKK outfit with the white hood and everything.
It's disgusting.
I don't even
Like
know
it's
what to
it's
say about that.
that's what the problem is. It perpetuates the problem. Nobody is born. I tweeted this out. Barack Obama said it. Nobody
Yeah.
is born hating somebody because of their color of their skin or their religion. If you're taught it, then you can be taught love.
Dude, and Jay-Z said it best. What you eat don't make me shit, man. I like you, but I don't gotta dig what you do. But you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter, man. Like, I don't care what color you are or who you fucking or what's going on. Like, if you're my friend, you're my friend. It don't gotta go. I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah, crazy shit. Hopefully we don't have to discuss it anymore and we don't have any of it happen anymore, but I don't think that will be the case.
Nah, son, bring it back to the childhood, dude. 3 favorite home runs.
That's what I was just going to do. Bring it back to something fun. So we kind of talked about this during the week, and it got prompted because every once in a while, one of us, mostly Rich, will throw in the Barry Bonds home run that he hit at Yankee Stadium that I think that if you watch baseball, that's all I
son.
need to say, and you should know what we're talking about right away. The ball is probably still traveling, but he threw that into the group chat and got us reminiscing a little bit. So I came up with the
love
idea
that
of
home run.
we're going to do your 3 favorite home runs that you ever saw. McCoy, I know you're not a big baseball fan, so you can just do the 3 most famous ones you know.
Well, I was gonna say the Barry Bond ones, so thanks for taking that.
I'm not taking
I'm
it.
still saying the Barry Bonds one.
Yeah, like you can have repeats. This is not a if one said it's eliminated from the category.
I think that's got to be my top one because of Rich. It's my most viewed home run of all time for sure.
So
that's
since you
up there.
since you don't watch baseball as much, why don't you go first with your 3?
All right, so we'll go with number 1, Barry Bonds hitting that blast off. Can I use the home run derby? Home run derby? I remember
whatever you want, man.
watching Griffey in the home run derby in Camden Yards, hitting that warehouse in the back, dropping bombs out there. That was dope.
That was 95, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got that one. And then one of my all-time favorite home runs actually was from you, Kyle, when you hit in the wind. With
Yes.
softball when you
I
hit
didn't even think that is awesome thinking outside of the box right there. Wiffle ball.
It was so windy that night, and that was the longest and worst softball game ever.
You told me you were going to do it.
Yep. And you stroll up to bat and hit it up high in the wind, and there it goes, sailing over the fence.
First career home run.
And you
Called
weren't
that
even
one.
on that team. Was the best
No,
player.
I wasn't, and I was half in the bag too. Me and Rich had just gotten back from the car. I sprinted up the field, turned around,
Back from the car.
turned around to Rich when I was halfway up the hill, and I said, "Yo, son, come up here. I'm about to put one out."
And he
Sure
did.
enough, there it goes.
He said, he looked at me and said, "You need to come up here. I'm about to hit a home run." And I was like, "All right."
Call this shot.
Babe Ruth out
Oh
there.
man!
The Babe. Look at him.
Yeah, I
Saw it
totally
in a
forgot
SWAT.
about that.
You get some
So-
air dap for that one, McCoy. That's
That
awesome.
was awesome.
You get the depth.
That's all you, Strong. That shout out's all you.
Oh shit. Well, Rich, since this was a topic brought up because of your home run that you put in there, go ahead. You can go next.
All right, so Barry Bonds is number one because I've literally talked to McCoy about it since before YouTube had it.
Before it was readily available.
Like, I used to talk about it so much because
Before
I
Straub hit
literally-
his home run.
Yeah.
I literally remember every single thing I did before that home run happened. Like, it was the summertime. I was walking down my steps past the TV, and the guy said, "Barry Bonds is up the bat in Yankee Stadium." And I was past the TV, and I stopped and said, "Oh, I'll watch this." And Ted Lilly threw that inside fastball, and he hit it like 35 rows up into the third deck. So there's that one. My second one is one that me and Earl used to talk about all the time. Albert Pujols off of Brad Lidge in the playoffs. Because if the windows weren't closed in Houston, like, I don't know if it would have landed yet. Like, it hit the window so hard, and it was on a line, and it was still going up, and it was a blast. Like, everyone in the crowd just said, "Ooh."
Albert Pujols in his prime was a beast. Like, he's
Yes.
up there with every other home run hitter that's ever been around.
Yes.
He
My
still
third
plays,
one,
right?
Yeah, he still
he's on the
plays.
Angels.
He's just old. He's with the Angels.
My third one is another Barry Bonds one, the one he hit against the Angels in the playoffs. He hit one, I think it was game 6
was
or
World
no, game
Series,
5
man.
maybe. Yeah, it was in the World Series. And he hit it so far that the camera goes out so you can see the entire like right field section.
Just to
The
keep it in the frame.
The outfielder doesn't move. Like, he never moves. And he hit, like, there's the scoreboard in Angel Stadium, and then there's, like, the little, you see where, like, the gates are to leave and go to the concession stands. And he hit it there. And they always pan over to Tim Salmon, and you can read Tim Salmon's lips, and Joe Buck pointed it out. He goes, "That's the furthest ball I've ever seen hit in my life." But yeah, those are my three. If I had to throw in, like, an honorable mention, because McCoy got me thinking, McCoy's Grand Slam was a great one.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah.
That was in a
Because
playoff
he-
game, right?
Hitting
No,
the flex,
we had-
hitting the flex around the bases on him.
We had 2 games that night. In the first game, we knew we could beat the team, so we wanted him to try. Every at bat, we wanted him to try to hit a home run, and he did, but he never did. He like popped it up to the infield like every single time.
Yeah, I did terrible in that game.
And then they intentionally walked someone to get to him. In the first pitch he saw, he hit
Loaded
it.
up the bases.
Yo, that was
Sent,
awesome.
sent it deep to left center. Then I hit the flex on him going around base, and the dude in the dugout was
Yes.
pissed.
Yes.
Flexing
If
the
you
whole way
don't like
around.
it, get me out.
Oh, that's what Meek said in the outfield. Him and Freddie were like, "Well, he shouldn't have walked him. Like, of course he's gonna talk." And then I remember the dude in the dugout was saying something. I was like, "Yo, you're not even playing."
I'm out here socking dingers, yo.
Yeah, right. Go sit down.
Grand salamis.
That was awesome.
That was a
All right,
good
Kev,
one.
give us your 3.
All Derek Jeter, brother. Your boy.
All Jeets.
All Jeet. You got. I'm always going to remember it. And these aren't because they're bombs, man. This is because what I grew up watching. Jeffrey Mayer slipping his little glove over there.
Wasn't even
Getting
a home
that-
run.
getting that- well, that's why I got 4 for you. That's right. Because I knew your ass wasn't going to call that one a home run. So then I'll give you Game 4, 2000 World Series, leadoff home run against the Mets, boy. And then the following year, my boy DJ becomes Mr. November, and he socks one off Byung Hun Kim. And then, of course, he goes out in style, dude. The 3,000th hit of his career is a home run, dude. The boy
Yeah, that
is
was crazy.
the
That's a
boy
good
is the
one, yeah.
best, dude. The boy's the best. Respect that with number 2.
I'm surprised that you don't have the Aaron Boone home run in Game 7.
Man, I said
of
it
the
was all
ALCS.
DJ, and we lost that World Series, so screw that team. The only reason I called out Jeter, the only reason I called out Jeter in the 0-1 was because he became Mr. November. There ain't no baseball player named Mr. November, man. Nah, screw Aaron Boone, man. They lost that 2003 World Series to the Marlins, man. Screw that team.
Marlins,
That just
yeah.
let it. Ugh.
Marlins got the Yankees twice. They got him in '97 too.
No,
I
they
remember
didn't.
watching
That
that
was the Indians,
Sheffield.
man.
Yeah, that was the Indians.
That was the Cleveland Indians.
Then what year was it? '96. There was a year that the Marlins won in the '90s when Sheffield and Jeff.
97, they beat the Cleveland Indians in Game 7. Edgar Renteria.
I thought that
boy.
was against the Yankees for some reason.
Nope.
Nah, the Yankees don't lose in the 90s, player. Ask the Atlanta Braves about that. Thought they were coming in 96 and 99. Out of here,
Well-
Mike Vitarius.
I kind of went the same route with you, Kev. I went and chose 3 of them. 3 different reasons that I chose them, but they're all from when I was growing up. The first one I chose because of the meaning of it, the Mike Piazza 9/11 home run. Like, as a Mets fan, the
As a New
first
Yorker,
game
dude.
back after 9/11, it was a game-winning home run against the Braves. Fuck you, Mike. Like, it was, that home run is something that I'll always remember. The second one was Mark McGwire beating Roger Maris when he hit his 62nd home run.
That bitch ass home run he hit to break the
I
record.
don't
I
care.
know.
I don't care. That was the first time that like somebody had
shortest
even
home
come
run of
close
his
to that.
career.
Somebody had even come close to that record. I remember where I was, what I was doing, all of it. That home run is one of my favorites. And then the third one, this one nobody really will remember. Actually, Rich shocked me that he did. Benny Agbayani walk-off home run. 13th inning in the NLDS against the Giants. I was 13, I
Benny
think.
Agbayani.
Running around the hotel room. We were on a trip just screaming, Benny! Benny!
That's funny.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it is his boy.
And then, since you guys all gave a fourth, very close runner-up was Todd Pratt's home run the following year against the Diamondbacks. That was a walk-off. That's right, the circle on the swing, the helicopter.
The Mets.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. When I was watching a bunch of home runs, just because I started looking at them and stuff, I love October baseball. Like, you can feel the excitement in those crowds when these dudes are hitting home runs to win games. Joe Carter probably has the coolest moment in all of sports.
Dude, he
That's what you
game
did on the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah, you hit a home
walk-off
run in Game 7 to walk
win the
off and
World
win the World
Series?
Series.
back to back, bro.
That's cold-blooded right there.
You can't get any better than that right there.
Yeah, word. That's awesome. Back to back.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, when you brought this topic up, Straub, there was other home runs I thought of, but I had to go all DJ. But the one home run that stuck with me was the big unit delivering like 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and Mark McGwire crushed that
Turn
shit.
that shit around so quick.
Yo, in the Kingdom, like I don't even think it could have gone as far as it could have gone. Like,
Yo.
Yeah.
It was like one of these home runs they would track today with the exit velocity, dude. That shit
Statcast
got out of
stuff,
here
yeah.
like that, dude.
They talk about exit velocities breaking StatCast on a regular basis. Back when those dudes were juicing the way they were.
Right? These dudes ain't breaking nothing, man.
I will never hate on Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa because
No,
they're
hold
not
on.
getting praised.
You
I'll
can,
hate
you
on
have
Sammy
to-
Sosa.
Yeah. Sammy
Yeah.
Sosa is Sammy Sosa.
Neapolitan.
Is,
He's Neapolitan. Went from chocolate to vanilla, and now it's strawberry ass walking around.
I know what you're saying. And I fully support Dan Lebitard's action to call him Sam Sosa and not Sammy Sosa anymore.
oh, I love that.
But I will never hate on them for taking steroids.
Me
Because
neither.
they gave me the single greatest thing I've ever seen in baseball, and that is Barry Bonds on steroids.
Yep. Barry wouldn't have done it, man.
Seriously, that was the only, like, I don't watch baseball, and I would tune, like, Barry Bonds, when he would come up on SportsCenter, and they would just, oh, Barry Bonds is batting. I would actually sit there and watch it. Like, he's probably the only baseball player that I actually was like, I need to watch this guy. Like,
Yeah.
he was unreal.
I've talked about that Mark McGwire home run on air during UNC games, and the dude I do the games with looks at me like I'm crazy. He's like, but they cheated back then. I don't care. It was so cool to watch Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire that entire summer go home run for home run, back and forth, doing something that nobody had ever done, or at least not in 40 years. That shit was awesome.
And people forget that Griffey was in it for a while.
Yeah.
Griffey
Yep,
finished
he
with
ended
like
up getting hurt.
55
Yeah,
or something.
He always hit 50 plus for
Yeah,
a few
he
years
got
there.
hurt.
Man, chicks dig the long ball, bro. That shit was awesome.
Yo, they walked Barry Bonds with the bases loaded in Arizona.
And that was a smart move.
Yeah, they asked the manager about it, and he was like, well, I figured one was better than four.
Yeah.
Like,
That's crazy.
Well, because when Barry Bonds took HDH, you took a dude who was a first ballot Hall of Famer already.
He was
And then
already
you
a monster.
put super juice into him, and he became a monster.
Because he
like,
was
that's what it
literally
was.
became a monster.
It's like
Yeah.
Sammy
Which
Sosa,
I always
Mark
like when you call him the
McGwire.
super shredder.
He was the super shredder.
Yeah.
Got that
He was
ooze.
intentionally walked 100 times.
He got
it's
pissed,
insane.
man. He was pissed. He was done looking at all this fame and all this lights that McGwire and Sosa were getting. He was like, "Oh yeah, they getting all this play."
Nah.
That's literally what it was.
Yeah.
Like, he has a huge ego.
Here you go. Let me shoot this up real quick.
They
his
didn't use that
ass.
cream, right?
Who the hell
That's
knows what they used at that point? There's been so many
the-
different things that are out.
What was that? The clear and the cream.
Clear in the cream, right?
I remember Gary Sheffield getting accused of that. All of them dudes, man.
They all probably used it.
In some sort of fashion, like somebody used something.
I don't doubt
Hell,
it.
I mean, Mark McGwire, before he took steroids, or after he took steroids, was taking that Andorol or whatever it was. At the time, it was legal. Now it's not.
Dude was huge, dude. I mean, look how
Huge.
big Barry and look how big Bonds got.
Look at how big,
His head.
Barry's head got.
That dude's helmet size went up to like 10. You got a size 10 fitted out here. Making Johnny's fitted look small. That's crazy.
Size 10 in the fitted.
Yo, the year after Barry Bonds broke the record, he got walked 198 times.
Yeah, that
Now,
sounds
like,
right.
No, but like that sounds
Didn't he
ignorant.
hit 73 home runs too?
He hit 73 home runs and got walked 177 times.
Jesus.
But so he got walked 198 times the next year. 2 years later, he got walked 232 times.
Dude.
It just wasn't worth it.
How many games did they play? Like 182, right?
162.
He played 147 games before and got walked 232 times.
Wow. So he almost doubled his. He almost
Yeah, like
got walked twice a game.
He could have not gotten a hit all season long, and his on base
Yo.
percentage would have been
Yo.
around 500.
120 of them were intentional.
How many times did he get walked when he hit 73?
177.
So say he doesn't get walked ever the whole season. Does he hit
He
100
hits like
home
100
runs?
home runs.
Yeah.
At least.
Oh,
At
he
least.
hits more than 100. Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
You give him 200 more at bats, he's probably tacking on 60 more home runs. Yeah, maybe not that many. 50.
Well, he only needed 27 to hit 100 at that point.
Yeah, he got it. Hundreds in the bag.
2 years later, they intentionally walked him 120 times. Like, he got intentionally walked 120 times.
You couldn't get the dude out.
That's right, and it was
Like,
awesome.
you just couldn't get him out. Like, go sit on first base, man.
They said when he was a hitting
don't
coach
throw
with the
a strike.
Marlins. They said when he was a hitting coach with the Marlins, he would tell them, like, the hitters would ask stuff like, how do you know what pitcher he's gonna, like, what pitch he's gonna throw, or like what to do, and he would tell them ignorant shit like, well, I can see the second baseman coming over to cover second because the guy on first is stealing, so that means he's probably going to throw this pitch because he probably knows. Like, all of this is going on in his head while keeping track of one of the fastest pitches in the world coming at you.
Yo, and
That
then
dude's a
to make it
machine.
even more unbelievable with that dude, like, a lot of batters will go up there and guess what pitch they're going to get, what location they're going to get. He wouldn't. He would just react. Oh,
Yeah.
that one's going to break away. Let me go down and get it.
Yeah.
That dude's a machine.
I can't even understand that, dude.
I'm so
That's
happy
why.
he took
That's why
steroids.
he's not a batting coach anymore, because Marlins players were sitting there looking at him, going, "What? I can't do that. How are you? You can't teach somebody to do what Barry did. That's just a given talent."
The best athletes are never good coaches.
No,
The best players are never good coaches.
Yep.
So you can't just tell somebody to do that because they can't. Like,
What you can do is not normal.
yeah, right. You're the best ever. You're the best. Is Barry Bonds the best baseball player ever? Probably, right?
No,
No?
Yes.
no, Babe Ruth.
What do you think, Kev?
Say
Babe Ruth
that
didn't
again?
play with black people.
Babe Ruth. Hold on.
Best
So did you
baseball
guys?
player ever, Barry Bonds or somebody else?
Barry Bonds.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like, I don't know if Barry is the best player in his family. His godfather, Willie Mays,
Bobby?
may be better.
Oh,
No, not
Willie
Bobby.
Mays. Yeah, Bobby's his dad, right?
Yeah, Willie Mays is his godfather. I think he may be better.
I didn't see him play. I mean, what I've seen, that dude, you just said it, man. Like, they walked him with the bases loaded.
So here's why
Hit
I
the
say
most
Babe
home run.
Ruth. Babe Ruth, because he had the home runs are right on par with him. Plus, the dude pitched and was a 20-game winner while he was pitching.
No, that's
Didn't
That's combining Randy Johnson and Barry Bonds
it
together.
is. It's amazing, but
And I know it's a
gotta-
different era, but it's still what he did, though.
Didn't
gotta just
Levitar
take it
show have
away.
something about Babe Ruth being black, like part
Yeah,
black or
so
something?
I sent you guys
Yeah,
that in
I heard that.
the group chat. I was driving back last weekend from New York, and that's what they were talking about. They were talking about that stupid-ass list of the top
Dumbest list in the world.
yeah, the top black athletes. So they started joking around, doing other lists. And he said, stop, wait, does Babe Ruth go on the white list or the black list? I thought he was joking, but apparently there's some like theories out there that he was either fully black or had black lineage in his heritage.
Get it, babe.
That's because everything you see him in is black and white.
You don't know, right?
You
Well,
don't know.
so you want to do a mind trick to yourself is go look at a picture of him because you just thought he was white. You looked at the pictures and he looked like a white dude. If you go look now, because you may think
Look at his
that
nose.
Hold on, son. We can't have that long ass discussion about people and race, and then you say go look at his nose.
At least I'm not throwing cornbread at him, dude.
No, see, but this is why I left that cornbread comment in when we did that back in that one because somebody else is going to say some dumb shit, and I'm not editing it out.
This guy say go look at his nose.
Hey, I
Babe
didn't
Ruth-
say that.
Babe Ruth's daughter recently said her dad would have broken the color barrier, which adds even more fuel to the theory that maybe he did have black lineage.
White people ain't giving up Babe Ruth.
No, they're not.
Never.
He'd be the #1 pick in the race draft. They're scooping him up quick. The American hero right there.
Right behind Tom
Yo, I
Brady.
was
Yeah.
thinking about all the crazy
Wayne
Barry
Gretzky.
Bonds stuff.
What's that?
He's Canadian, isn't he?
you
Yeah,
know
get
that.
out of here.
What were you saying, Rich?
I was thinking about all the crazy Barry Bonds stuff that we were talking about, and another player who I see shit about, and it's like, yo, this dude was a beast, and I never really like thought about him because he was towards the end of his career when I was a kid. But Tony Gwynn,
Oh my God, yeah.
yo, this dude, I have the tweets here from this guy who was going on about it. He played 2,440 games. How many times did he strike out?
Like
Not,
7,
Crazy
Probably
low amount, right?
not even half, dude.
67 exact, maybe.
No, it was 434. Right?
Isn't
So
he
he's
the
taking
one
a
that?
career.
Isn't he the one that could if he could have played like 10 more seasons and not got a hit or something stupid, and he'd still have like a 300 batting average?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside
The
of
next-
sorry, Rich. Outside of
No,
Ted
it's okay.
Williams, Tony Gwynn is pretty much well known as the most pure hitter in baseball history.
So this is from 1989 on. His strikeouts looking, like just looking. From 1989, it's 8, 9, 4, 3, 5, 3, 5, 5, 8, 3, 3, 2, 0.
0. Keep it moving.
No, that's
And-
that's two factors. One, the dude's eye and knowledge of the strike zone was unbelievable, and two, he was so good with the bat in the hands that he didn't get deep into counts, so pitchers couldn't strike him out.
And he never struck out against Greg Maddux.
That's unbelievable. Like that dude could put the ball wherever he wanted, but he could never strike out Tony Gwynn. That's insane to me.
Rich,
a
how many
legend.
strikeouts did he have in his career?
434.
Yo, to put that in perspective, this dude Aaron Judge has almost 100 since the All-Star break.
Doesn't he have like
Since the
30 straight games with the
All-Star
K?
break.
Yeah. Yo, he's got
I-
since 6
Well,
weeks
what's the
ago,
record?
dude.
What's the
I
record
know,
for most
I
straight
only-
games with the K?
I only know the Yankees record, and he broke that like 9
Well,
games ago.
I think that I saw that he's in second most all time on that list right now. So
Dude, almost 100 strikeouts since 6 weeks ago, and this motherfucker didn't strike out 400 times in his whole career.
what's his batting average?
It dropped
Judge?
40 points in the
Yeah.
last 6 weeks. He went from 329 to 289.
I tried to tell you guys like a month ago, let's relax on Aaron Judge being the all-world superstar.
280 something's still good though, isn't it?
Yeah, for an
Yeah,
entire
dude, he
season,
still
like, that's
leads
a good
him.
number.
He,
Yeah.
he just hit a dinger against your Mets a couple innings ago. He's still
Yeah.
36 home runs, leads the American League. You over here shitting on him like he was
Yeah.
Mike Gallego or something.
No, I wasn't shitting on him. I was telling people to
Who the hell
relax.
is Mike Gallego?
Oh, Rich.
What the hell are you
No,
talking
hold
about?
on. Yeah,
I
no, Rich. Kev, I know who Mike Gallego
Yeah,
was.
you do.
He played for the Yankees back in the 90s. Yo, you need to go look up what he used to do when he would go to the plate. Anybody that's listening and doesn't know Mike Gallego, look up his routine when he would go and play up to the plate for an at-bat.
You just said a name. Like I was supposed to know who that was.
I have no
Yo,
idea.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Richard McCoy.
He's
you
a,
guys
he's a
have to go
Buffalo
look this
Bill,
guy up.
McCoy. He's a Bill. He's a
could
Bill
be.
slot receiver.
He might be late round draft pick right there. What's his name? Mike Ego.
Mike
Gallego.
Mike Ego.
I'm trying to find him on Google right now.
You know, that dude played on the Yankees in like '93, dude. I remember watching him, and then the inning would close, and there'd be a "Nobody Beats the Wiz" commercial after he struck out.
Nobody beats the Wiz.
Oh man.
Hold on, where'd our boy Mitch Trubisky's topic go?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
we
So
didn't
we
even
had
talk about that.
we had a fan request. They wanted us to
It
get
wasn't
into
really
it, or
a
they were looking
request. He
forward
just
to it.
kinda- Yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's see here. Rich, you have some opinions you said on him, right?
Yes, I did.
If you want to start it off real quick, because I've got some stats that I had put together for him.
Okay, well, I'm not watching preseason football, so like this is just not gonna happen. Well, I will watch the 6 to 8 minute clips on YouTube that show me every snap that a player plays. It's like having the coach's film. Like I don't need to watch the games, but I watch Mitch
Gotta watch the
Trubisky,
tape.
Deshaun Watson, and the guy on the Browns.
Kaiser.
Sean
What
Kaiser.
was it? Kaiser.
Sean Kaiser.
Oh, the Notre Dame quarterback?
Yeah, now you're speaking
Yeah.
my language. Quarterbacks.
Yeah. So
Maybe he'll get one
Mitch,
soon.
I got one.
I don't
already.
know. I don't know what defenses he was playing against. I don't know whatever if they were going to be moving furniture next week. I don't know. Like these could just be guys.
Lawyers.
But he looked really good from what I saw. Like he made all the throws you would want him to make. He moved around well. Like he looked really good. The guy in the Browns, he looked really good too to me. Like he wasn't as good as Mitch, but I liked him. And Deshaun Watson, that boy looked horrible. I did it again. I don't mean to call him boy, but that kid, like he looked horrible. Like I didn't get what, because I saw his stats and everyone was like, "Oh, Deshaun Watson, he did good." Like I saw Steve Mariucci tweeted out something about like you're starting to see why Deshaun Watson, or this is the start of a legend or whatever. Like I don't know, like. All those in between routes where like the slot receiver goes up past the DB, but the safety's over top, and you got to fit it through a window. He either threw him long or he threw him short, and he made 2 nice deep throws. But one of them, you even hear the announcer say, "It'll pad the stats, but it's the end of the half." Like they were just playing a prevent, so like they let him complete it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other passes he completed were all like 5 to 7 yard little rollouts where like he would just hit the guy coming across, you know, on the, like the tight end on the little up and out. So I didn't see what everyone was up in arms about him, but Mitch looked great, and the Kaiser guy looked really good to me.
All right, so I'm with you, and it's the same feeling with the summer league shit. Like, I really don't care what their numbers are. It's not a real game. They're not going against the same level of competition. Hell, even their teammates aren't going to be the same level once they're in the regular season. So the fact that Mitch went 18 for 25, 166 and a touchdown. Good numbers, but who gives a shit? It's preseason. What I will say, and Rich, you hit on all of it, and this is why I wanted the Jets to take him. The dude is accurate. He can make every throw that there is, and he puts it right where it needs to be. When he was in college last year, he had almost a 70% completion percentage. I'll take that, please. 30 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions on the season.
I don't think you should dismiss the preseason. Like, same thing we said with the summer league. Like, that's who he has to play against right now.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing it like it doesn't count. I'm just not factoring that into, like,
Yeah, I mean,
should he be the starter? No, they should stick with what they planned on doing and let him learn for a year.
yeah, I mean, it's good. That's what you want to see, though. It's the same thing you said with Lonzo Ball. You want them to put those good numbers up against this competition. That's why they were taken second in the draft, So, Mitch,
He was playing early on.
Mitch?
Like, yeah. Like, I forgot what quarter he actually. I think he played in the first. So.
In the first
Yeah, I mean,
preseason
so-
game, though, the starters are playing one snap, one possession.
that's true.
Everybody
Yeah, so
else
the way
gets
that-
in his bag and groceries next week.
So the way the Bears did that one was Mike Glennon, their number one, went for one drive, 2 for 8, 20 yards, and threw a pick 6. And then Mitch came in.
He was horrible.
Yeah, he was
Mike Glennon
terrible.
sucks. Well, he sucks.
Well, so this is how the NFL works, and I guess instead of talking about what Mitch did in a preseason game, because he looked impressive, because Mike Glennon looked terrible, do you think the Bears abandoned their plan and he starts a game this season?
Well, I don't know if you saw this or not, but John Fox is saying that the hype behind Mitch Trubisky is equal to the hype behind Tim Tebow. I highly
John Fox.
yes, I highly disagree with that.
That's blasphemy.
And
Literally.
so, all right, so Straub, 18 to 25, a $166, an average of 6.6 a throw, 1 touchdown. What do you feel about that?
That's exactly that's the numbers that he puts up. He's accurate. He can throw wherever you need him to. He's not going to make the stupid pass.
So the dude that couldn't get out of the huddle in the New York Jets practice, Mr. Christian Hackenberg, went 18 of 25 for 127 yards, 5 yards to throw, and he would have had a touchdown if the fullback didn't drop something that hit him right in his fingers. So, are you telling me that the Christian Hackenberg's ready to go, boy? That's our starter?
No, this is where the part where I said I don't really care what he put up in the preseason because it's preseason. I'm not putting that much weight into the numbers. I'm excited that Hackenberg looked good. I don't think it's going to last. I saw Mitch Trubisky the entire time he was here at North Carolina. Even though he was just the starter for 1 year, he still got significant playing time the other 2 seasons, and he's always been an accurate thrower. He's always been a smart quarterback.
He's pretty good scrambling, too, right?
Yeah, last year he had 308 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's always a nice aspect to have from the QB.
And he's big, too. So he's not like he's a small guy that's easy to take down in the pocket. He can take like a bump or a little hit, brush it off, and go out.
He's not that tall, though, right?
No, he's not huge, but he's not a small guy, though.
So as Rich did, I broke down that film, and he played against second and third stringers, and there was not one mix-up in play call. It was all man coverage. So of course, his wide receivers were just burning past everybody, dude. It was nothing. It was vanilla D. When someone really comes out to scheme on his ass, ain't nothing gonna happen. They better start Glennon.
That's why I say they need to stick with their plan, start Glennon for this year, and allow Mitch a season to sit and learn the NFL defenses. He's got the skill set. He's got the ability to go out there and be a good quarterback with his accuracy and his arm strength and his mind. He just now needs to take that next step and learn it. I don't think throwing them out there on the field is the best way to do it for most of these guys.
The Bears are probably going to be trash, so I think he's going to play near the end of the season.
Oh, he'll play this year for sure.
If it's at the end of the season, I think that's kind of okay because you've gotten 3/4 of the way in. You've at least gotten a feel. You understand what's going on. You've gotten through the practice for the whole season. And then you go and you can get in and see how the season goes. Work going into next year for the second year where you start. Somebody's got something dying in the background.
That's probably Mitch, man. Remember you and Coach? That's who he's most comparable to coming out, right? Is Mark Sanchez. 13 career starts. There's Sanchez 2.0. I don't want nothing to do with him.
That's literally the only thing that you can compare the two to.
That's
like
the
Mark
worst
Sanchez
person
was
to
a
be compared
horrible
to.
passer. Mitch Trubisky is not.
Mitch Trubisky plays at UNC. What have they ever won in football?
Hey, man.
What
Get
does that
out of here.
matter?
What does
Solid
that matter?
question.
What does that matter?
He's not from a big-time collegiate school, so I doubt he's going to be anything good. Have fun, Chicago. It's going to be a long, long couple years.
Hold
with
on a
Mitch
minute. Wait,
Trubisky.
Winter is long in Chicago.
Wait. So just because North Carolina is not a marquee university, that means he's not going to be good?
We are.
And guys that go to marquee,
University.
like, who's the last Alabama quarterback that was good?
Who's the last Alabama quarterback that was drafted number 2?
They didn't even have anybody. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just because it's a marquee program doesn't mean that means the quarterback's good.
Mitch Trubisky should have
It's all
never been
about the
drafted
system.
number 2.
Yeah, he should have gone number 3 to the Jets.
No. And
Yes.
we drafted number 6, so we would
We
have
were
never
moving,
got
we
him
were
at number
moving up.
3.
We were moving up to 3.
Not higher than the Bears.
We were never leaving Jamal Adams, boy. That was our man, and he's going to show you.
He's ready to die out here.
Hell yeah. Leaving it all out on the
Leave
field.
it on the field, Jamal.
Yeah, and the other thing with Mitch is when he came out of high school, he was a top 5 overall quarterback recruit. He came in because he wanted to play in Larry Fedora's system.
That means about as much as what Kev did about going to a school.
Well, that's what
and,
I'm saying.
not
Like,
winning
it,
anything.
one
Like,
way or the other, it doesn't matter what school he goes to. The
but it
kid's
doesn't
going to
matter
develop
if he
how
was
he's
a
going to
top 5
develop.
recruit or not either.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that people knew he was good. He just chose not to go to one of those marquee programs.
But what does matter is 13 career college starts. No one with that limited amount of starts has ever been anything worthy in the NFL.
But here's the thing. That's not all he
Nobody.
played. That's not all he played. For the 2 years prior to that, the Tar Heels literally ran a 2-quarterback system. He had 100 pass attempts each season. So it's not that he has 13 starts in 13 games. He's played in over 30 collegiate games.
Why couldn't he start?
They just tried to do that system. Marquise Williams fit well into the system because he was a
Oh,
running
your
quarterback.
boy. Your boy.
The CFL, son.
Yeah.
That's your league, McCoy.
The Bills are about to get their scrub asses in that league. The rate they're at. You missed the playoffs too many years in a row. We ship you to the CFL.
Start doing it like soccer. If you
All right,
suck, you
relegate
go
it.
down to the lower leagues.
You get relegated to the CFL now. That's funny.
We don't have much time left, and I know we want to touch on Game of Thrones. There wasn't a lot that happened in this week's episode because it's building for following week, which is, in my opinion, probably going to be the coolest episode that we've seen so far. I'm here for it. Some fly shit is going to happen in the next episode, and I can't wait for it. But as far as this one went, thoughts, McCoy?
All right, this was episode 5, right?
Yep.
And there's 7.
So 6 is going to be
So this is the penultimate episode, which is always where it gets popping. So yeah, I mean, I'm here with the Night King riding out with his army. I'm all for it. I can't wait. A lot happened in this episode, but it was just all set up, really. Like,
absolutely.
Littlefinger's trying to pit Sansa and Arya against each other, which is going to get his throat slit by Arya.
Yeah, like Littlefinger's doing Littlefinger things.
Yeah, Jaime met with Tyrion, so that was unexpected. It happened so quick. That was a big meeting. And now they're trying to do this armistice. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how Cersei handles this.
One of my favorite parts of this episode was Gendry with the hammer.
Yeah, that hammer was sick.
Yes, it was. When he first took it off the wall when they were leaving, I thought it was like an axe. I didn't really get a good look at it. But then when he bashed those dudes' skulls in, oh, that's a hammer like his dad.
Yeah, you knew them dudes were about to get it too.
Yep. Did you see
Davos
the stag?
tried to let him off.
Yeah. Did you see the stag that was on the shaft of the hammer too?
Nah.
Yeah, the Baratheon house was the stag, right? That was on their flag.
So I wonder. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I wonder how it's going to happen
sure
with that. Because, like, realistically, has the rightful claim to the throne.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants it or is interested, but they also.
It's definitely a storyline that's going to be intertwined here, though.
there was a lot going on too with even though it was a quick scene with Rich's boy Sam and Gilly. Like she was mentioning kind of important stuff too, like saying how Jon Snow's not like that dude's
Why
marriage
is he
was
my boy?
Because you love Sam.
All right.
You're always Team Sam out here killing White Walkers.
I do like Sam.
And getting that good wildling.
All right, I just wanted a reason. You made one.
But yeah, he was talking about how hinting at that Jon Snow's not really a bastard and all this. Like, so there's a lot of stuff like, not a lot of action, which of course everyone loves, but there was a lot of like little things going on there that had a lot of relevance to what's going on.
Yeah, do you think that so like Jon Snow and that whole party went out to go get a White Walker to prove? I kind of think or feel that when they take the White Walker and cross the wall, that's what's going to allow the rest of them to come across.
Right?
Like they're going to screw themselves by doing it. That's what the way it sets up.
Yeah, the Night's King ain't having that. Because when Bran was out there with the Ravens, he's shutting him down all day.
Yeah,
I don't know why Bran keeps trying to test him. Like every time he's like, "I see you, and I'm coming for you."
Rich, you got anything to throw in on this one, or?
They had probably the best collection of people to go get a White Walker.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, that
like the Hound,
the Keep,
Jon Snow. Mm-hmm. Like yes,
Jorah,
all of them. Yo, they're out there hugging this dude and shaking his hand. I'm not touching him. I don't care how cute he says he is. Like, sorry, bro.
You.
Like,
you got some shit that turns you into a stone. Stay away.
That's cool. That's cool. You look like you're healthy, but I'm still not touching you. Like, we can be boys. Just stay the hell away from me. You got me out here getting that. One thing I thought was interesting about it was like Tyrion and Varys were getting on Khaleesi for burning them dudes. I didn't think that was a bad thing. What else was she supposed to do?
Yo, now that you mention that, she's literally never done anything like that though.
No,
like the whole like join me or die thing she's never done that. It's always been you can join me or you can leave. You're free. Mm-hmm. It's never been join me or die.
But this is the military, so you can't just let the military ride out because that's who you're fighting.
No, I get that. It was just different for her.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think like that was a bad move or anything making her evil. Like that's war,
But I think her father left such a
I think that's what it is.
Mark on it. Anything that shows him creeping up in her is like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah,
like rein her back in.
There's that temper that her dad had.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a temper though. I mean, she was, even when she said Dracarys, she was like Dracarys. Like she wasn't all fire and brimstone on him. She was just like, if y'all ain't riding with me, you're about to get burnt by this dragon. Like, I would have done the same thing. I think that son is stupid, but I guess he had to go out with his dad, right?
Yeah, he had to.
Did they introduce him before the last episode? Like, I don't ever remember meeting Sam's brother before.
He was a different character this season. From like when they were when Sam went home and met, introduced Gilly and stuff to his family, and then he stole that sword. There was a different character that was his brother.
Okay, that's why I didn't recognize him then. Because I didn't even realize that he was the brother last episode when they introduced him on the battleground.
Yeah,
I was a little confused.
Bron was laughing at his name.
Yeah,
Bron's the man.
Yeah, he is. I think something's gonna happen to him. You heard what Cersei said?
Yeah, he's dying.
Are you gonna punish him? Yeah, he's gonna get
I don't think
a head chopped off or something.
I don't think Cersei's gonna do anything to him because Jaime's not gonna have that. Especially now that she's got a bun in the oven, So listen,
Cersei might do something to Jaime if he ain't careful.
Jaime
might. Cersei, she killed her son.
The Kingslayer might just get her. Kingslayer's back, baby.
Cersei's looking out for Cersei, and that's it.
I think he's gonna kill her. Stab her in the back, do whatever. Like, get up out of here.
Just keep the Kingslayer name going.
I'm glad that they're gonna make it to the next season now, so that's good. I mean, I would assume they're gonna at this point, because they're kind of putting that more on the back burner for the Walkers. So, I would hate season 7 if Cersei was already dead. It would take away a great character.
Oh, absolutely. I think she's been one of the main ones, and that story's got to come to an end at the end.
I hope they all squat up and they lose anyway.
White Walkers reign supreme.
Night King for the win. Then they're gonna have a Game of Thrones spinoff a couple years later when it's like 100 years after that war and the humans are trying to fight back or some stupid shit.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because we got to transition into Four Corners, and I wanted to use my Four Corner to talk about the director and producer for the Game of Thrones. They recently announced their next project with HBO. Did you guys see this at all? Have you heard about it?
Yeah, it's called like Confederate, right?
Yeah, Rich
The
Kev.
dumbest shit in the world.
What's that?
The dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah,
Well,
it's crazy.
So I read about it, and when I first saw it, I was like, all right, we'll see what they do with it. But now with all the shit that's been going on in the protest, it's kind of relevant. Do you know what it's about? Like, since you saw it, McCoy, you do, obviously. Rich, Kevin?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's about if the South won the Civil War.
Yeah, so essentially it's the U.S. is in 3 different countries, I think, and there's about to be a 3rd civil war, and, like, slavery still exists and shit. When I first saw it or heard of it, I was like, well, that's kind of a weird concept for a show, and now a week later, I'm like, fuck, are we heading towards that?
yeah.
Like, do I have to move out of the South because of the way shit is going?
These cats are the three-eyed raven out here just seeing everything that's happening, you know?
That's what I was assuming until Rich informed me that Boston's having one of these rallies, and it would be that shitty town in the north that would
Yeah,
do
that doesn't surprise me at all that Boston's going to do that.
But yeah, I thought you was gonna have to get out of there, Straub. You'd have to bounce,
If I
man.
see one of these rallies down here, I'll start packing bags. I'm not sticking around for that.
Well, you already saw what happens in your neck of the woods in Durham with the people breaking that Confederate ass statue.
That's right. Get your southern ass out of here. Yeah, that's actually one of the crazy things about it is when I moved down here, the culture shock, because there are literally statues to people that fought on the wrong side of the war.
It's crazy, right?
It is the only war where like people take pride in the fact they lost.
Yeah, well, yeah. And like some like real hardcore Southerners, when they say the war is not over, I think some of them kind of mean it.
Well, apparently they do.
Yeah,
Like,
like they're now verifying it in the last week. But
Yeah,
that show.
that was my corner.
That
I just
show-
thought it was an interesting topic with everything that's going on for a TV show.
That show could be like it could be good, I guess. I mean, it could. I'd say interesting. Definitely an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I
think-
probably won't watch it, but
The show is problematic because you're offering a point of view as if a whole lot changed for black people because
Yeah.
the North won, and
Yeah.
it really didn't.
Yeah,
Like-
that's true.
Like, yeah, it abolished slavery, but like we said, they couldn't go to schools with white people until 1954.
Yeah,
You know, like they
Still
couldn't
yeah.
vote.
Yeah.
Like they were moved to the bad parts of town. Like, it ain't, like you're showing another side of something that a whole group of people are like, well, what did we win?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
just stupid.
It'll be interesting to see how HBO goes about like promoting it with this stuff all happening now too. Like,
I mean,
they
hell,
already
they
said-
could they could at this point still scrap it if things in the country get worse.
Yeah.
It's not. They haven't started filming. They got to finish Game of Thrones first.
yep.
So that was my corner. One of you guys can go ahead and take yours.
Go ahead, Kev.
I'll take this. I'll bring it back to the NBA. Something I've just been kind of thinking about, and I kind of want to get your guys' feedback. Who's gonna get moved first, Carmelo or Kyrie?
I would think Carmelo.
Yeah.
It's probably easier to move him just because he's older, and if you're trading Kyrie, you're trying to get a haul. Whereas the Knicks are going to try to get what they can for Melo at this point because everybody knows he doesn't want to be there. Do they really want him there? So they're kind of hurting their trade value in that aspect. But I would think it's just easier to move Melo all around. But the no trade clause could definitely make it tricky.
Well, that
As it
and
has.
there's already been discussions with the Rockets for the trade for Melo, so there's groundwork.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's been any groundwork for Kyrie going to a team yet.
So what's gonna happen with that?
He's not going to talk to anybody and play in a Cavs uniform all season long.
Apparently, he did that anyway. Like,
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like the
without
last
talking.
2 weeks, he just didn't talk to anybody.
And
So
in between the playoff series, yeah.
So I kind of got a question off that question is, would you rather see a season where Kyrie doesn't get traded and watch that? Just watch
Yes.
that
Yo,
drama.
absolutely. Let me
Yes.
see that drama.
Yes.
Him and LeBron just going at it on the court the whole season.
Hey,
No.
man, in 2003, Kobe and Shaq barely talked to each other,
Yeah.
and they won the championship.
Trying to
Or no,
prove that
2002.
point.
2002, not 2003.
That's because they were both out there trying to show the other one that they were the better player, you know? So it kind of gives you that extra drive to, like, be out there and do your thing.
Because they were filthy.
Yeah, there was that part too.
That helped.
McCoy?
All right, so I want to talk about your boy Penny Hardaway's comments earlier about Kawhi. Did you guys see that?
No.
No.
I feel like I did.
All right, so he came out and he had a comment where he was asked if Kawhi Leonard is a superstar, and the quote is superstar. No, Kawhi Leonard is not a superstar because he has no interest in being the face of the league or starring in TV commercials. He's a good player, which he's a lot better than a good player, but I wouldn't consider him a superstar player. So he actually backtracked on this because people called him out on it, and he said, calm down, I never said that he wasn't a superstar, when he actually did say exactly that it's not a superstar. He said, I know that he is a superstar. I only stated that he doesn't like media and endorsement side of being a superstar, and he's the best two-way player in the league. So to be a superstar, do you have to do the media? Do you have to be in the commercials, you know, like Durant and Curry? Do you have to, you know, do the media appearances and do all that? Or is it good enough to just ball out and, you know, that your game show and take care of itself?
You have to do everything else.
So
I don't think you can just, you have to do everything else. You have to be a name that I can go into the other room and ask Jess about. And she'll be like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
You know, if I can say LeBron, I can say Kobe, I can say Michael Jordan, I can say these people.
does she
Kevin
know
Durant.
who Kawhi is?
No.
So is he a superstar?
No.
No.
Yeah. I agree. So here's the easiest way for me to break it down, I think. To be a superstar, you have to be able to be a star. He's not a star because nobody knows who the hell he is.
Well, was Tim Duncan in a lot of commercials like that? I consider him a superstar.
Early on, he was.
Yeah,
Remember, he had
Tim
those
had more
commercials with David
exposure.
Robinson, where he was living with him and stuff as a rookie.
Yeah. Yep. Those are good commercials.
And see, the problem that Kawhi faces now is that Tim Duncan made the Spurs what they are. So he got all the media and then all that coming up to he put the Spurs where they are. Now it's Kawhi's the next guy in line, so the Spurs are already the Spurs. Mm-hmm. You know, Kawhi doesn't have to make them the Spurs.
Yeah, he just kind of
the next
slipped
guy.
right in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, superstar, like you said, is does your wife, does your girl, does someone that doesn't really watch basketball know? Like me and you, the fellas podcast, we're gonna know who Kawhi is, but
Exactly.
does your average run-of-the-mill person that doesn't really pay attention to it? I doubt it.
I asked her the other day if she could name 10 NBA players, and she didn't name Kawhi.
And
So,
he's definitely one of the 10 best, but he's just not known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the 5 best.
Oh, absolutely.
He's really good.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that I think Penny said that I have a problem with. I understand where he's coming from when he said that. May have said it a little bit wrong, so people took it wrong. But the one thing he did say that I don't agree with is that he said he was a pretty good player. Kawhi Leonard is filthy, Penny.
Penny was a superstar.
Penny was a superstar, absolutely.
He had little
100%. 100%.
He had all the. But look at those commercials he had, just like we're talking
Yeah.
about.
They did say they had to give him Little Penny to give him a personality, though.
They-
So,
where's little Kawhi at? Where's little Kawhi?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, because personally, me, I would be fine being Kawhi, out there balling, shutting you down, playing both ends, and being. I mean, I think he's top 3. He's out there just holding it down. I'm fine. I would take that. I don't need to be on TV and people.
That might honestly be better. You don't have to deal with all the media. I mean, obviously you get more money and stuff off the commercials.
You're
and the
losing
shoe
out on a
deals,
lot of sponsor money.
But he's still making $120 million. So
Yeah.
He
you know.
he makes a lot of commercials in Texas for like local TV. Like they
Oh,
have
does
the
he?
HEB. If you Google Spurs or go to YouTube and put in Spurs HEB grocery stores, like you get really good like funny commercials with all of them in it. And like he does a lot of local stuff like that, but he's just not.
Not on the national scene.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
This is like it's like when we were talking about on the one podcast when Joe Budden was talking about the Drake thing, like just the levels of being a star, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
like he's down that lower tier, like he's not KD, Curry, LeBron, like he's probably the tier 2, maybe even 3.
But not talent wise, just
Not talent wise, he's
Tier 1.
tier 1, like he's top of the ladder.
because the Spurs were up 25 in game 1 before he got hurt.
Yeah, you think they would have won that series?
No,
But
but
they would have won a couple of games at least.
yeah, it would have been a better.
One or
series.
two,
I think they probably
Maybe
get
three.
2.
maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
Game 7 would have been dope.
Yeah.
That's what we need this
Shit.
year in the playoffs, man. We need
and-
better playoffs this
and-
year.
If
Put
you get to
KD
game
in that
7
Golden State team in a game 7, and maybe they don't make it out.
Why? KD held it down in the finals this year.
But it wasn't a game 7. All the pressure. You went to this team to win. They
He had that
lost
pressure on
last
him
year.
the
You're
whole
about to
finals,
collapse.
man.
I think that pressure may have gotten to that squad.
He had one of the all-time best finals ever.
But there was no pressure on him whatsoever, though.
yeah, there was. Everybody was hating on that.
Really,
man.
it got to the point where they were going to game 6, game 7.
That doesn't
Kawhi
mean he
would've
didn't have
locked him
pressure.
up.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The pressure to win was not there. Like
They
a
had
game,
pressure to win
Not
all
like
season.
a game 7, though.
Well, not in one game situation.
And
but
that's
you-
all I'm talking about. If they go to a game 7, I think the pressure gets to them.
The pressure
what
is
is it?
huge, dude. Because
He would have
now,
fell.
now, yeah, man. KD's not about to make it to the finals after that move. That pressure would have been huge. Game
Yeah,
7
right.
to
That's
get
what I'm
out
saying.
of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen it. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need better playoffs this year.
Well, remember one of the best playoff games was the Spurs versus Grizzlies, and Kawhi showed Kawhi went off in
Yeah.
the clutch. Like Kawhi hit every shot for them down.
Down the stretch,
down
he
the
did
stretch,
everything
yeah.
on both
Yeah.
ends. That's just amazing.
Yeah, he's really really good.
He
All right,
would have
Rich.
played the D that LeBron didn't.
Yeah, no, he really would have. Yeah,
The only
Um,
problem though would be the Spurs don't have
Enough. of the
anybody
other
else
ones.
after Kawhi. You know.
Yeah. Danny
all right,
Green.
so
Yeah, Danny.
I
Had to
boogie
slip
banged
that.
on him.
Had to slip that in there.
Real quick before I get to my corner, I am gonna answer my boy White_Mamba88's question about Klay Thompson. I don't think he's gonna leave Golden State. But if he did leave Golden State, LA would be a perfect fit if Lonzo pans out because he could just stand on the corner and shoot. It's real quick. We didn't have time to get to it, but
I wasn't
that's what
wasting my
think about
time
that.
on it anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I figured I'd get it in there. I asked him, and he took time to send it. So, but
Lakers ain't getting everybody, man.
Yeah.
listen,
Appreciate the support.
I'm gonna transition into something you probably won't like, but
I like it
I was
already.
supposed to go on Robin Lundberg's Stick to Sports, and there was some connection problems and stuff, so I never got on. But I was going on because he did a 2-3 minute video on Kobe Bryant being the most overrated player ever, and people were pissed because you can't say anything bad about Kobe. But if you listen to his argument about how Kobe forced every break to go his way, like he forced his way to go to LA to get drafted by LA. He played with Shaq. Then he forced Shaq out, kind of. Like, I don't really believe Kobe was as big as an influence to get Shaq out of there as most people do.
But he
Like, they
definitely
just
had
went
some
with,
of it, though. He
yeah,
helped.
they just went with the younger kid, and Shaq was screaming for his money, but that's a whole other thing. But Kobe, he definitely is overrated to a degree, because for as nice as he was, he's not LeBron. He's not Michael Jordan. I mean, like I've told you guys before in the group chat, I can make an argument that he was never the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Like, ever. Because when he was drafted in 96, Jordan's got that locked up. From 2000 to 2005, you can either say it was Shaq or Tim Duncan. 6 and 7, you could say it was Tracy McGrady. How much better was he than Tracy McGrady?
Yeah, but we were talking about it recently. Tracy McGrady
Yeah.
just played in a different era. If he played in this era, that dude would have balled out on these kids.
Yeah,
but
like-
the only thing that with that is Kobe got it out of the first round with those no Shaq teams where T-Mac couldn't get out the first round.
T-Mac thought he was out of the first round.
Kobe never got out of the first rounds with those no Shaq teams. He actually blew a 3-1 lead on the Spurs
Blew a
when he was
3-1
up on the
lead.
Suns. They were up 3-1, and in Game 7, he decided not to shoot
Not-
in the
yeah.
second half.
He pulled the Warriors before the Warriors did.
That was that passive-aggressive Kobe.
That was that's the thing. I'll never forgive Kobe for that because of all this Mamba mentality, all this. I'm a killer.
He
When
pretty
the
much
game was
threw
on the
the
line
game.
in the Game 7, you decided not to shoot to teach your team a lesson. Like that's something I can't get over. And then in 08, from 08 to now, like LeBron's been better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even close.
So, and like my thing is like Kobe's my favorite player ever. Like you guys know this, I don't have to say that, but like guys on the internet and on Twitter, it's okay for him not to be the best. Like he won 5 championships, he went to 7. Like the dude was a beast. I used to say no one caught fire like Kobe Bryant, and that's until Clay started catching fire because he doesn't have to dribble, and he shoots threes. But no one caught fire like Kobe because Kobe would hit 3 shots in a row, and then it would be like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Because then next thing you know, he's taking fall away 18-footers over 3 people, and it's nothing but the bottom of the net. So
It's fun to watch.
basically, just it's okay if Kobe Bryant's not the best player ever. Just enjoy him. He was nice.
People can't do that, though.
He was nice.
You know, everybody's always got to keep up. Like, if you say somebody's favorite player isn't the best, that's a problem. That's why you get called a fake Lakers fan, Rich.
All the time. And I'm sure the day will come where me and Kev have to fight you and Kyle on here about the Jordan LeBron thing, and I'm ready for it.
We're gonna have to
Oh,
do
that's
another.
coming.
We're gonna have to do another super show just for that topic.
Yeah,
It's an 8-hour episode, man.
It's a never-ending episode, man.
Just people never forget, Jordan wasn't shit without Pippen.
Oh, go to hell! Get the fuck out of here. That's getting edited out.
1-9. 1-9.
6-0.
Pippen was? Yep.
No, get the fuck
Ro-
out for you.
Robert Horry was 7-0.
Man, Scotty was sitting out at the end of games when Jordan wasn't there, so who
He
was
did his-
carrying who?
He already locked.
He
locked up
didn't
his-
even pick to take the last shot. Like, Tony was
played
taking
Jordan
this.
one day,
Stay on the bench, Scotty.
Pippen was too
Man, he
busy
led that
dunking
team in
on
points,
people.
rebounds, and assists.
Hey,
And he
I
still
got
wasn't getting picked to take
listen,
that shot.
I got no hate. I'm not hating on Scotty.
Yeah,
but
right.
That was
You're-
a sucker
These
move.
dudes are trying to turn us on Scotty. I love Scotty.
You
I
ain't
was
hate
trying
turn,
to.
You ain't
With
turning
that-
me on, Scotty. He got some of the illest sneakers out there too.
His sneakers better than Jordan's too.
Them
Yeah.
Airs, man. Them Nike Airs are amazing.
Yeah. Jordan is one lucky SOB getting Scottie Pippen.
On that note,
me
we're going
tell
to end
you.
this one, fellas. Appreciate everybody sticking with us for the full 2 hours. We're out.
Peace.